Pretty much. Yeah.
Ooh. Did I just go there?
How dare you disrespect whichever one of those bands is my favorite at any given moment?
How dare I? Feeling that. Oh yeah, episode 5 of season 4. Ah, that's right. Oh man, I had that intro kablamming at you. It's intro power.
Yeah, we did it.
You can't hear on the headphones, but I made you echoey as you, yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
All right, welcome, yeah. Episode 5, season something.
Season 4.
Or something, you know. Maybe that, maybe not. Depends who you ask. You know, I'm sure you guys know better than anyone.
That's right. Well.
But we're back.
It's time. It's Greasy Conversation. That's Greasy and Conversation spelled the appropriate way for you to Google. Those of you that are, excuse me, tuning in at radiovegas.rocks, be sure to mention them to all of the sponsorinos and sponsorinettes that sponsor Innate, the show. Sponsor ties? Anyway.
Yeah, sponsor town.
Hella space today. Our news is space-tastic, but we've also got Chocolate Jesus popping on the show.
Yep.
All 3 of them.
They'll be joining us shortly.
I apologize in advance if things
Cool
get
dudes.
hectic.
Cool dudes, but it does often get rowdy. Which is, you know, we need that once in a while.
Yeah. So they'll be clambering in a little bit, but first, I think we should see where you want to take it. I was going to say maybe we can chug some space news before they get here, but I think they're going to get into space with us.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was thinking this one because it's local news. Apparently, we're getting a boring company tunnel.
Yeah, it's tunnel time. We're
We
gonna
got a
have a
tunnel?
tunnel. Gonna have a tunnel. Gonna have a tunnel. Gonna have a tunnel. Hey, tunnel.
Peace out.
That's right. You guys, the tunnel situation. We've been excitedly following Elon Musk and his new passion of tunneling. But this boring company, which has the best marketing, by the way, the boring, like their Facebook page is just like tunnels, period. Like tunnels, exclamation point. But yeah, they be tunneling, and Las Vegas has given them the first lump of money to get a tunnel under our town.
Nice.
The only thing I feel weird about is that the monorail went out of business or declared bankruptcy because people weren't using it enough. But do you think the issue might be the monorail doesn't go useful enough places?
Yeah.
Because it seems like
definitely.
it just goes between destinations, but doesn't go any kind of home. So
Well, because it goes to what's Sahara and
yeah, it starts at the SLS.
like Sahara and Paradise or something.
Yeah, and then it goes down between some casinos, but
down
these
to the
are
strip.
yeah, it's like places that are already kind of connected with pedestrian walkways and stuff.
Yeah,
too.
like if you're here as a tourist and you're like on the strip, you're just gonna like cruise the strip and you'll either like take the Deuce, which is our public transit double-decker bus, whatever.
yeah, it's our poop named double decker bus.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
Or
to
you
diss
just
the
walk.
name. It's funny that they named it the
Yeah,
Deuce.
yeah, totally.
I know it's a poker term before it's a pooping term, but
Yeah, but whatever. Yeah, the monorail, but it still runs, right? Like I see
it definitely runs. There's just hardly anybody on it.
Yeah.
But it's not dirty either. It's very clean.
Yeah.
And no one can afford to be homeless on there, so
Yeah.
there's no weirdos.
Yeah, I think that was just like shitty planning, and then like it had such a long build up, right? Because everyone's like, "Oh, they're building this monorail. It's gonna be great. It's gonna go here, here, and here." And then like when they finally built it, they ran so many tests that they wore out the monorail, and they had to repair it,
No.
and they had to dump in like an extra $1 million to repair the actual monorail. Yeah, because they just wore it out, which was pretty funny.
It shouldn't wear out from the testing.
They
That's
over
crazy.
tested apparently.
Oh gosh, so what they put more bricks in it than people are ever gonna ride in it?
I guess so. I don't know if they
It
just
feels like a fail of the test. is what-
Yeah. Like, all right, that's yeah. You just failed the test.
Yeah, if you wore it out from the test.
Yeah.
That's not
No,
confidence
This
building.
seems much more useful. It says an underground loop that connects the Las Vegas Strip, the McCarran Airport, and the Raiders Stadium and potentially even a route from LA to Vegas.
The airport is a big miss that the monorail is not taking advantage of.
Yeah, that's really huge.
Because you could stay at one hotel and monorail to another, but none of the very affordable hotels are on the route, except SLS isn't the worst.
No, that's all.
In that nice. Airport, though, if the monorail touched the airport, I don't want to waste the airport. I wanted badly for us to have the first boring tunnel, but I thought it would go between LA and Vegas. Mm-hmm. And this one will probably connect eventually, but it's not going to be the same type of tunnel. They don't mention that in this article. It's funny how an ad snuck up on top of it, like all late ass. No, we've got our own ads. We don't want surprise internet ones. Anyway, audio listeners, you don't even know what I'm talking about. It's okay. You only missed a picture of a tunnel. Picture a circle and a smaller circle.
But it was a very nice tunnel.
It was so nice. But the one that's going to go from LA to Vegas will probably be a vacuum tunnel where all the air is sucked out of it so that vehicles can travel through it greater than 200 miles an hour, maybe as much as like 600 miles an hour.
That's crazy.
Maybe more than that. I don't know. I pulled that 600 number out of my butt. I used to be following tunnel time.
700. Why not?
I was following tunnel time, and now it's been replaced with tweel time. You guys have no idea.
Dude, the
Tweels.
Oh, man. I had no idea what these were.
Really? Welcome to Tweels.
I guess I've like heard of them, but didn't know they were called Tweels.
I've
seen something like it.
I was just dealing with a screw stuck in my tire.
Oh, yeah?
And just dreaming of the days when we'll just have Tweels, which is the tire and a wheel at the same time. And what's special is there's no air. So for the audio lookers that can't see but with your ears, it's like rubber V's, like it's a tire, but where you'd normally see the sidewall, you see ribs like a mushroom cut up. And these little V-shaped ribs, or sometimes they're honeycombs in some of these Tweels. They just deform.
Yeah, which would kind of act like the spokes.
Mm-hmm.
But of course they're like rubber material, I guess, whatever tires made out of. Some rubber.
Yeah, whatever that stuff tires are made out of.
You know, the Tweel.
The Tweel.
But
it's coming.
No, it's cool. And then, yeah, it can roll over shit because they just kind of collapse and form to the whatever they're rolling over, apparently.
When I got my first car in high school, which was like late 90s, I was like, Tweels are around the corner. I only have to buy a few more tires, and all these cars will have Tweels on them. We were promised Tweels, and then we're here now, and there's only been military Tweels until now. The very first like prosumer Tweels that you can suddenly only now get for like some John Deere stuff.
Yeah.
Only. Because they don't have ones that go over like 25, 30 miles an hour yet. Or they just tweel apart.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, how's the twed on those? Like, do they have like wasting tweels?
The problem is this rubber is prepared for like a squishing force going into it.
Yeah.
But they're not prepared for like the sideways that would turn into like a pulling force when the middle part spins and then pulls on all these rubber spokes.
Gotcha.
Whereas original old school wheel spokes, being metal, could take the pulling, but they weren't meant to take pushing, so they're all kept under tension.
Gotcha. All right.
Tweels.
Yeah, we need those. We need more widget stuff like that.
It's the future. Eventually, tires aren't going to need air anymore. We keep getting better at making composite rubbers. I just can't believe it took this long to get rubbers even ready for this level of tweeliness. I mean, we got so good at glass. We've got Gorilla Glass like 12 or whatever, where you can just like bounce your phone off a pile of rocks now, and it's okay. But we don't have Tweels yet. What's going on?
Right. Is there ever a point where you're like, oh man, I can't wait till it's the future? You know?
Every time I look at my tires, it's that point.
Yeah. You're just expecting...
They just feel like the oldest bag of air to be stuck in a vehicle.
You just expected so much stuff to be different just from like the 80s and 90s of all this like sci-fi that you're like, that could... okay. Flying cars, hoverboards, totally going to have those. Nope, you're just going to have some company that releases some like board on wheels and call it a hoverboard.
I used to dream about the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy being a thing, and how cell phones kind of fulfilled that you have like all of the knowledge that is there to have in this device in your pocket, and yet we're still arguing over whether we went to the moon. Which is like, why would Russia like agree that we went to the moon? That's the biggest thing, is like Russia tracked it. Tons of other countries photographed our crap over there. But I mean, why would they? The whole people we were trying to improve, like we faked it so well. Russia was able to watch something leave the Earth and land on the moon. Like,
Yeah.
they agree. Like, they're the people that would be like, you'd think Russia would be pushing moon conspiracy. They're the ones pushing.
I mean, they could be still, even though they acknowledged that we went to the moon, but they could still be pushing like,
Oh, like they might be behind some of the moon conspiracy stuff. Now I don't even know.
Yeah.
What's weird, like a lot of the conflict that we had between groups was orchestrated by Russia. And it's not even like a weird thing to say that. And Mueller's talking about his report over the last week, not to bring up anything political at all, but he was adamant that every American should know that Russia definitely purposefully messed with the election. Whether you believe everyone was elected fairly or not, they for sure would do funny, concrete things like make a page that was for Black Lives Matter and then make a page that was like Blue Lives Matter, and then book a rally across the street from each other.
Yeah.
Hey, let's throw a commercial on real quick and let these guys settle up real quick.
Hell no.
Bonus early commercial.
We came to talk about tunnels, but you guys already talked about tunnels.
No, we blew the tunnel time already.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry, man,
we
you
can
guys
have more
missed the tunnel.
tunnels.
All right.
There's always more tunnel
All right.
space.
Wow,
Commercial,
Amber,
Chuck?
you're looking pretty crappy this morning.
Let's see. You forgot her name.
Well, you probably should, Annette. We drank a lot last night.
You obviously don't remember that last round of shots, and I know you forgot about the karaoke.
Oh, long night. What happened?
But you didn't forget your Hangover Joe's or your designated driver. To learn more and to get a free sample, visit hangoverjoes.com.
Hangover Joe will get you over it.
Like in the middle.
Yeah.
Should
Now
we
the
just do
mic in
another
front
one?
of me.
We'll
Yeah.
just run through
Beep, beep, beep.
the first guy.
Hey everybody, for the past few months we've been telling you about Brothers Pizza. You know, the place that's located at 7575 South Rainbow. We've told you about how amazing their pizza is, how awesome it is that they stay open late, and that on Tuesdays it's 50-cent wing night, and now it's boneless wing night on Thursdays. It just keeps getting better and better. Brothers Pizza is the home of the 30-inch pie, killer pasta, sandwiches, hamburgers, salads, and more. The best part is when you call in and order for pickup and mention RadioVegas.rocks, you'll get 10% off your order. You want another reason to go check out Brothers Pizza? Well, if you order a lunch special off of our app, you're going to earn your way to a free personal pizza. That's right. Check out the RadioVegas.rocks app loyalty program. Check out Brothers Pizza. 10 punches, you'll get that free personal pizza. And join us on June 15th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. down at Brothers Pizza, located at 7575, for again another fun day out in the sun as we give away a pizza an hour. That's June 15th from 11 to 4 p.m. Brothers Pizza, 7575 South Rainbow. Hopefully we'll see you there.
Ram them together. Let's talk about folks that
Should
sponsor.
we? Let's vote.
All right, Dix. I told you to register for the free Aerosmith tickets by clicking on the link for the Radio Vegas Rocks app, and then simply register your name and phone number under the VIP tab. To punish you, Dix, I'm going to play Janie's Got a Gun on my hand flute while I explain again how great this contest through Radio Vegas Rocks truly is. This is free airfare, free hotel accommodations, and 2 VIP tickets on the actual stage. You're on the stage watching Aerosmith play. If one of you dicks win these tickets and you have no one to go with, I'll go with you. I would love to see if Aerosmith on stage turtle, even if you win. As long as you promise you don't roofie my drink, you don't have sex with my dead corpse. Hopefully he doesn't make my skin into some sort of apparatus he wears around his face. I'll even stay with you. All you have to do is download the Radio Vegas Rocks app and register under the VIP tab of the app to win.
Download the Radio Vegas Rocks app right now.
Let's come back. That's enough of those for right now. We're going to do more later. Yeah?
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Fade from Faded and Elevated, and I am so excited to talk to you guys about Deluxe Cleaning Service. Yeah, that's right. Miss Blanca Lopez, she is the cat's meow, y'all. She comes to your house. She comes to your office. She comes wherever you need her to go, and she cleans that sucker up like it's never been cleaned before. Yeah, that's right. She will come absolutely anywhere. Wherever you need her, she's there to keep you clean and the deluxe way.
Did you guys really feel like you messed up on the missing out of the wheels? Did you really feel like you missed
No, the tunnels.
wheel
man.
time?
Tunnels.
Oh,
Tunnels. No, we heard about the Tweels. We were like, heard you talk about the Tweels.
You're like,
right when we
I'm
rolled
done
up.
with the Tweels, but the tunnels. What do you guys?
Tunnels. We heard you talking about the tunnels because we were watching. I was like, oh, Waz just went live right when we like turned on to
Yeah, how do you feel about the Boring Company time?
the boring. I like the flamethrower. It's pretty cool.
That's the product that
But-
won you over.
Tunnels, dude. What
Yeah.
else can you say? Tunnels.
Right? Tunnels are like.
But all right, so they're not gonna do an actual like tunnel like they just built in LA, like like where they get on the tracks, they drive the cars, and it's gonna like take people like from one end of the strip or the other. It's gonna be like you said, it's gonna be some sort of link between here and LA.
The link
Possibly.
to LA one
So that's like
is
the
not
but
happening
that's
yet.
that's like the hyperloop though, isn't it?
That's the plan, but
like
that's
that.
later.
So these guys were like tripping out when you were talking about they're like what, like 600 miles an hour. I was like, yeah, basically it's gonna work the same way like those the pharmacy, the drive-through pharmacy like
Yeah.
tube things work,
Except even more air sucked out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, except for being in prescription and drugs and shit, it's gonna be people.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
drugs in them.
Prescription people.
So it's only going to go to like major stops, though.
This first one that they have the funding from the convention center for is going just to major stops in Las Vegas. It's not going to go all the way to LA or have the air
but
sucked
it's gonna
out
be
of it.
one of those ones where you drive your car on and you get on like a freaking the rail
No.
and then like.
No, it's going to be a people mover one. It's not going to have
It's going
the
to be
air
like
sucked
a
out of it.
subway, basically.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
totally going to be like existing subway stuff that we've seen before,
Okay.
but made cheaper and more modern.
Okay.
So,
Are you
like-
gonna dig through all that caliche
It
though?
should
That's
be
gonna
faster,
be insane
too.
though. It's like to build an underground system in Las Vegas is gonna be very expensive because it's like basically like breaking up concrete once you get like 14 feet down.
They'll do
But
it.
that might make it more stable as far as how they have to reinforce the walls, I'm guessing. That's
Possibly. Yeah,
total
this is
baloney
true.
on my part, maybe.
This could be
That's
true.
my-
I don't know.
They're also
silver
making. They're also
lining.
making
I know, it
everything
was
out
a
of clay.
weird- It was
Yeah.
crazy.
They're going to make all of it out of clay, so it'll be fine.
Like the Mayans.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I was looking forward to something because our bus system out here sucks. After
Yeah, it's
like
pretty
taking
whack, dude.
the bus out here, like I would just rather skate. Like
Yeah,
instead of
what's
taking
this-
2 buses, I would rather
what's
skate
this
like 8
bullshit
miles.
about like
Yeah.
the light
Our
rail?
bus
They're not
system
gonna do the
sucks.
light rail. They're gonna do the light rail.
This would totally replace light rail, I think. Wait, no, because light rail would go
Light rail
straight
would
time.
still be awesome, and that'd be perfect. The light rail down Maryland Parkway would be amazing, even if you just went from like UNLV to like downtown.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would.
That's a really good idea. The other thing that I kind of wished we'd had, but I don't know if the weather makes it practical, is you have places like Oslo where they closed down roads even in the midst of heavy traffic on those roads and then made more bike paths that were separated from the traffic where you don't have to dodge cars like our current bike paths. Where right now we have these issue of like, why should we make better bike paths? They're not using the ones they have, even though they're crazy dangerous.
Yeah, they're super sketchy.
There's even streets that where it's like 4th Street, for example, is one-way streets, like 3 lanes wide, and there's signs that say bikes may use a full lane. And I'll ride and take up a full lane, and I will literally have people riding my ass, honking at me, like, getting crazy, driving by me really like close and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's like, I have every right to, like, I'm literally not doing anything wrong, but these people don't know it. Reading the signs about bicycles, they don't give a shit. Like, very entitled car drivers. As
It's
opposed to when I
ridiculous.
lived in Portland, Portland was the complete opposite. Portland, like, bicyclists literally ran the streets. Like, it was crazy. Cars were scared of bicyclists, and rightfully so, because, I mean, you'd see bicyclists, like, smash, like, rip off window, rip off
They're
mirrors,
like bikers out there.
smash,
Yeah.
smash again windows with
That-
freaking bike chains. and
That
stuff.
kind of
biker gangs and
transition
shit.
happened in Europe where there's these cities that did this. The traffic went down like crazy because people enjoyed riding their bikes that could, and then the streets were clear for people that weren't capable to ride bikes, which is a small part of the population. So everybody ended up winning, but then they don't have this kind of heat. I don't know how well bicycle time people survive in this heat anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, you
so
got
something
used to
That's why
interesting,
tunnel
they're about
time.
to roll out the RTC that has the bike share program
Oh.
downtown, and something they're about to roll out. They already did like a beta test in March, but they're about to roll out these electric bicycles.
Oh, because I've used their bike share ones that are like passive ones before.
Yeah, they have electric ones, and they did like a beta test electric ones in March, and they're really awesome. They're really cool, and they get you pretty going. And I feel like in the heat, like that would still like. I mean, it doubles. It definitely doubles how fast you can
It'd be
ride
all
and
right.
shit.
There's still a safety issue though, because it's harder to see bicycles than motorcycles, and it's already hard to see motorcycles zipping around. This one guy was on this like old timey bicycle, like not that, like a beach cruiser kind of old timey that had an electric conversion on it, and it looked like it was the first time he'd ever tried it. And he zipped past me on the right as I was going through an intersection, and I wasn't even mad because he looked so surprised he was doing it. So he looked at me like, "Oh man, we almost hit each other. This is crazy. You almost didn't see me." And I'm like, "Yeah, I almost didn't see you." It's like, "You should be mad at me. Wow, this thing's fast." We had like one of those eye exchanges. Like, he's like, "I know I'm being bad on this bicycle." And from then on, I'm like scared of hitting those things. It's not like they've got lights on them. It's a bicycle. I mean, it has that
Dude,
one
you
little
should just
headlight.
hit all bicyclists, man. You see a bicyclist?
No, a lot of,
That's the lesson.
I have a lot of bicyclist
Even if
friends
it's
that
me,
have been hit out
even if
here.
it's me, right? Plus, if you see
heard
me
the
on a
man.
bicycle, you just gotta mount me over, right? It's
You gotta
alright.
go bicycle hunting.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys have a shout out from Mikey Reefs. He says, "What up, Chocolate Jesus? I'm Gaddy's friend who saw you in Reno. Word up to the Asian dudes. Art."
Yo, nice.
Asian dudes are.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much,
awesome.
man.
Yeah.
It means a lot. Yeah, I sold some art down in Reno, I think. Wait.
He's actually Mexican.
Give me a plug.
I'm just high right now, you know.
Where do people find your art?
They find my art on the streets, or if I play at the bars. Because I'm a street artist out here in Vegas, so.
But I mean, have anyone taken a photograph of it that might be on the internet?
He's got
Dry
Point Arts. That's right.
Yeah.
Dry Point
Like,
Arts.
he does.
He's really.
"Oh yeah, I'm on the internet."
Yeah. I got it.
That, most people would see it that way, I have to say.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
a street artist.
Find me on the street.
You have to be on the street only.
He's in front of El Cortez across the street
He
most
does
nights.
set up downtown sometimes.
That's right. That's right.
You can see him at First Friday. That's where you should say.
There we
If you
go.
want to be my friend,
I like
you
it.
could look me up on Facebook, Dry Point Arts, and you could send me a message saying hello and everything. It's pretty cool.
What was the first word? Was it drive point or dry?
Oh, dry.
Dry.
DRY, just like how
All right.
paint dries. You know?
Awesome. That spelling it extra makes me understand and remember better. And everyone else, oh, you guys can't hear that. You guys can't hear the echo. It's all this echo time. I don't know. It's better when it's with a joke or anything, but right now I just want to like abuse it because it's like a new feature.
And if you don't want to be his friend online, you just don't have to click that link. So.
Just find me in the streets. We'll set up.
Find him in the
Let
streets.
him know.
Find him in the streets.
Let him know. Ask him how much the big painting is for sale for.
Oh man, it's not for sale at the moment, but maybe in the future. I had a crazy offers. I had a crazy offer
Let me
of
show you a picture
$10,000, which my mom won't talk to me anymore because I denied it.
Really? Is it that like big shade?
Yeah, it's
You've
the
been
one I've been
carrying?
working on
Yeah,
for
Dude,
about
I've seen
3
his
years.
shit online for like forever. I actually like was hella drunk at some open mic like years ago, and I wanted to buy a piece from you, but I didn't have the money. But
I was probably really drunk too.
yeah, but no, I've seen that. That thing's like rad, man.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that one big piece I do out of pointillism, and I spend about 2 years to 3 years on each piece, and most of them are
Damn.
all created by people's names that they dot on it. So
That's gnarly. That's really
It's
cool.
a whole piece made of names, you know.
So when some rich guy on the strip offers him 10,000, he's like, "Fuck you."
He's like, maybe when it's done. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just don't want to let it go for because I got a lot of dreams and ambitions. So
You try to
Yeah,
find
for
the
sure.
blind,
That's cool,
the
man.
blind.
All right, let's talk about our favorite people in America, the U.S. Army. Right, that's all our favorite people, right?
Yeah.
No,
Hurrah.
no. Anyway, so it was Memorial Day. Did everyone have a good Memorial Day party?
I remember.
That was AKA punk rock bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, U.S. Army sends out a tweet and they ask a simple question. They say, "How has serving impacted you?"
Oh, and all these veterans responded about how they wanted to kill themselves.
Yeah, like the majority of the responses are people like, "Oh yeah, I have PTSD and massive depression. And I can't function in society anymore. So thanks," which is like super fucked up and sad, man. But like, it's good. I don't know if that. I'm sure that wasn't the reaction they were expecting. Obviously,
No, I think they were expecting more of a positive.
like patriotism and like, yeah, Army's the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, it yeah, man,
That's nice.
it was nice.
Yeah.
It was.
Thank you for serving. I'm sorry you guys want to die.
Yeah, it sucks. I don't know,
understand.
like, yeah, because I've worked with some people who like served, or were like, I almost said served time in Afghanistan, pretty much.
Man.
But he came back and he was like open about it, but he's like, dude, he's like, I'm fucked up, man.
Oh
And
yeah,
just,
now I got homies that are even like younger than me. I mean, it's crazy long war. I almost freaking was in the army. I almost served for it there. I even like went through like the whole thing. I went through maps and all that stuff, and I backed out. Actually, no, they wouldn't take me because I got caught stealing cough syrup.
That's the best answer for not getting let into the army.
Yeah.
I almost went in like June 2001.
Yeah.
Like right before
my
9/11 too.
Oh, man.
And my mom talks me out of it. Thank God, dude.
God.
Yeah, I
was like-
almost went in like September of like 2009. Yeah.
Damn, still would have been there.
Still,
Because like we're in a forever war.
Mad respect for
There's
people that followed through on
I saw an
that, because I
article-
didn't think about it ever.
I saw an article. There was like this kid that just got sent to Afghanistan who wasn't even born like when 9/11 happened.
Yeah,
he was
that's
like 18
nuts.
years old. Yeah. It's like he wasn't even alive when the war started, and like, yeah,
Hell no.
Crazy.
yeah.
So, should we dive into the space time? I just feel like I'm itching. Do you have something lined up
UFOs
to tease?
Oh shit.
Okay.
I can see everything cool over
This
here.
kinda- this
I
kinda
don't know what
leads-
you guys see on
I
this
see
side.
walls
No, we've
trying
got
to
it on both
scramble to
sides,
look
okay.
shit. I'm showing him on my phone.
Well, you were showing me his art on
I
your
was
phone, and
trying
I'm like, what do I
but
type in
he
to
doesn't
show
have
other
a-
people?
He doesn't have like a legit.
I don't have anything legit.
gotta
Well,
see it on
you
the
can
street.
post some links in one of the feeds too.
You
and-
can post Malone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we could do that
okay.
too. No, so I mean, how do you guys feel about UFOs?
I mean, as long as they're not probing me, I'm feeling pretty alright about them.
Yeah. I mean, we know like UFOs are a thing, not necessarily that they're piloted by aliens.
Yeah, but hold on, wait. Like, check this out though. Godzilla. Fucking.
What?
Let's get tickets.
Godzilla.
Before we do this, let's get tickets to Godzilla real
No,
quick.
I'm not going to see Godzilla, man.
What?
I mean, I'm not. You can if you want to.
Let's get some.
So
What's
the
the new
Washington
UFO?
Post posts this thing that says like, okay, we all need to get used to the fact that UFOs exist.
All of a sudden.
And then you actually read the article and it's like, yeah, we mean like unidentified flying objects because you can't identify everything. Not everything flying is going to be something you can identify.
So
Especially if the government's flying drones that they haven't told
So
anybody
something
about.
my dad used to
Which,
like
like,
to
why
do-
would they not have classified stuff now? And they always did. So
When I was a kid, I used to like have these big like family gatherings, shit like that, and fucking whatever, get helium tanks. And something my dad used to like to do with helium tanks after like we freaking had was like fill up trash bags at them and like throw like lights in like the trash bags and fill up, just freaking let them go with like all the excess helium and just like, like a huge box of.
would
fucking
he do
trash.
that in Vegas?
Yeah.
That's that's such a UFO.
one time he did like
It's so great.
he did. He loves the story because he's so excited. Because one time he did like.
Because you hear about these things and you're like, who would do this? It has to be an alien. Because why would a person
Aaron's
do
dad.
this?
It was just Aaron's dad the whole time.
He did like half a dozen or like a dozen trash bags, like just all like in a procession. Let them all go at once. It was just
Just full of
And
helium
then,
with lights
then
on
like
them.
a year later, on one of those like, oh, believe it or not, alien freaking shows over Phoenix, Arizona, and it's just like a whole bunch of trash bags. And my dad's like, hey,
Those are my UFOs.
those are my.
That's
Yeah.
so great.
That's
And
great.
like you would see the reruns of it come on every once in a while for a few years. And every time it come on, be like,
Yeah.
ah.
Well, there was like a recent thing of these two Navy people as if they'd be privy to any confidential shit. Like they don't know what's going on. And they're like, yeah, we saw these UFOs. And the Navy's like, okay, look, this is the official channel to report all the UFOs. Because chances are it's probably one of our things. We know about it. So instead of like getting the media all freaked out, just report it to this thing. We'll be like, oh, okay, that one wasn't cloaked good enough or something like that. It's fun because like we had drones that were classified long before the ones that have been declassified that
Oh yeah,
like, are
they
responsible
fly them all
for.
at they tested a lot of that shit at like Creech Air Force Base and stuff.
Yeah, so they're like, there's no way this aircraft that I saw in the sky could have made this maneuver without crushing the pilot inside. Meanwhile, there's no pilot inside. It's a drone. Of course, there's no one in there to get crushed. So yeah, I can do that.
Well, there's also airplanes nowadays that the Air Force uses that can move like UFOs. They could stop immediately and then change directions like whichever way they choose. And it's a new kind of. It looks like a F-16, kind of like a jet. But you know, if you go to air show, they do it for the public, and it's pretty mind blowing because they could pick up.
You guys remember when we went on the tour and we were like Slab City? So we went on tour at Slab City. Yeah, and so something we didn't know about Slab City is it's right next to an acting like Air Force bombing range.
What?
Called the Chocolate Mountains bombing range. And yeah, and they test bombs there. We saw like bombs go off.
A bomb went off close by, and we felt it shake in our feet. And we were like, "Guys, this is what it's like to be close to a fucking
war
bomb."
zone. Yeah.
Whoa! So they tested a bomb where you could feel it from there.
Yeah,
That's
well,
insane.
no, it's like Slab City's like right outside, right next to the military base, because they have like a bunch of like tweaker, like scrapper dudes that go and collect old bombs and metal pieces.
Yeah, in
and
Slab
shit
City,
like that.
there was shells of bombs like that people had gathered off of the bombing range, and like brought.
They were selling them.
So yeah, they were selling them. They were like, "Oh yeah, you want this giant?"
He's like, "It's not
piece of
safe,
unexploded
but-"
bomb."
It's
Yeah, you want an unexploded bomb?
He's like, "I got this
$15,
uranium,
man."
This one guy,
this one dude had uranium.
He's like, "Oh yeah, I got uranium. I probably shouldn't have it, but you know, I'm selling that too."
Why would you? What are you keeping it in? Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, have you been to Slab City?
No.
I've seen it on Vice.
Oh, dude.
You gotta go.
Yeah, I recommend everyone to go there just to experience what it's like when there's no rules, no laws, and a lot of meth and fucking
the Wild West.
Oh, man.
Like imagine like woke hippies, but like
woke hippies, and then a lot of tweakers, and then some tweaker hippies, and then a lot of alcoholics, and then like every single homeless man you've ever seen in your life.
Like a catalog of all the different styles.
Sure, but they're all really cool. Everybody's got like rolling tobacco, you know, and freaking awesome stories.
There's also like that
and dogs.
that safe haven, remember, where they're like they have big RVs, like the rich kind of like people that come out.
Mojo Slab Cam. Mojo, hires like security. There's safe
like
places.
more normal, like people that are just not crazy.
You gotta you gotta pay, you know, but it's like, but you definitely paying for like security and shit like that. Yeah, Mojo keeps her camp. Mojo keeps her camp on lockdown. And we're like, how do you claim? She was like, yeah, I have like 2.5 acres or something like that.
And that's her.
We're like, how do you claim that? She was like, I just stake it down and people respect it.
She's been doing it so long.
Yeah, and then she hires like she's got her on the like security people that that she stays there and and they keep people out.
So on the video,
we walked onto her camp and she was like,
Was there the guy with the cooler that you could sit on and drive around?
We hung out with him.
You saw him?
Stickman.
We drank with him all day.
His name was Stickman. Yeah.
He's one of the coolest, like calmest guys there.
Yeah, the Vice
Very
video.
calm guy.
The Vice video. I think it was Vice. I saw a couple things on Slab City.
That's the one.
They like framed it around that old dude that would sit on a cooler and drive around.
He's the guy that knows everybody when you're there. We hung out with him at the bar.
He's like the mayor.
They have bars there.
At the bar.
They have a bar with $1 beers, $1 shots, and shit like that.
Fucking grilled cheese sandwiches and hot dogs.
$dabs.
$dabs.
Was at the bar.
Yeah.
Dollar, like you can dab at the bar.
Yeah.
Like the bar will get
with like a
that
dab.
was their camp. Like these people had a camp that they made into a bar.
This is sick.
That's gnarly.
I knew you guys would be coming with the stories.
It was so windy though. It was so windy. Remember, like it was built by what do you call it?
Yeah, it was like
sheds?
a trailer, and then there was like one wall that was built out of like bottles and mud, and then like another wall was just like
dude, for real,
just like some shit strung across like some like wood and
you feel like a metal.
Their fire pit was a giant like dick. Like it was
I would say Slab City is a preview to what the apocalypse looks like. If you want a preview of what the apocalypse looks like, that's literally what it looks like.
It's like the American like version of Mad Max.
There was seriously like meth zombies just like wandering down the road and shit. Be like, that guy's
and the people on the outskirts that don't talk to everyone, that they kind of stay to themselves, those are usually the crazy ones.
Yeah,
that
you
will
see
fucking
like hella,
kill you.
And you see like hella burnt out trailers and shit. For sure.
They just keep to themselves. But the people that kind of like integrate and at least kind of communicate, even if they're not close friends, like those people are a little more normal.
No, there's a community there. There's a really cool community there of really like.
Okay, sorry.
I don't want you to feel like you're that dominated by
grab
the
the
mic.
mic if you
I'll
feel
just
like-
turn it up a
yeah.
little bit. You don't
Just
have
grab
to.
the fucking mic and just fucking.
I love the sound of close to the mic, but no, I don't have to put that pressure on you.
Put your mouth
I
on
can
it.
give you a little space.
Okay.
Put your
It's not a
mouth on
noisy
it.
room. So, man, Slab City time, you guys. That's so cool. You came with the slab stories.
Yeah.
But before we get too deep, I want to get the space handled. It's so thick on the space. This one, I'm just like feel
What,
like
more space shit?
I can't.
I'm down.
I
I
can't
like
relax
all
until
about
I
space, man.
get this. Because check it out. We now officially know for sure that there's other
Guys.
Earth-like planets out there. Like
Ooh. Yeah,
but is
just
there
for the
other
last
Earth-like
couple
beings,
weeks. 'Cause we
Am I an alien?
Okay,
we
Madonna.
haven't found the people yet, but there's. It's only within say the last. I think it was only the last year
No
that we
way.
were able to detect the dimming of a star from a planet passing in front of it, and know for sure that other stars out there have planets orbiting them. But now we've got the accuracy so good that we've detected ones that are in this Earth pocket. We checked out a ton of them, and it's gone beyond that to where there's this forbidden planet.
I want to go.
I know I get you guys
We're
with
never
the
getting
forbidden
there.
planet.
Do you
So
remember
this-
the
Never
forbidden
going.
juice?
Do you think they have nice girls over there? Like, not like the ones like in downtown Las Vegas? No, I'm just kidding. It's the forbidden planet.
Yeah, the forbidden planet.
It does sound like a strip club.
So actually, probably worse than
Oh, dude, we got strip club stories.
There's this Neptune desert. So, and this all kind of ties together into one lump. So I want to get it over with before I forget how it ties together. But check this out. Let me paint the whole situation. The forbidden planet is one that they found in this area they call the Neptune Desert. So, you know, Neptune's really far off and cold and watery. And
Okay.
then we've got this asteroid belt. Everything on the inside of the asteroid belt is dry and rocky.
Dude, I had all that shit last year. That's all last year's Prada shit, right?
All
man?
right, get
Okay.
ready. It's getting supreme.
The asteroid belt. The Neptune desert pants. All right. Come on, man.
And then we got the supreme planets below that, beyond the asteroid belt, that are all big and watery. They're like the fat farm. So the weird thing is that we're living on one that's inside the rocky territory, just inside that, but it's still got a bunch of water on it. So the idea was like, where the hell did the water come from? Because supposedly the best bet on where the moon came from is that planet-like fella in the early formation of this. What do you call it around the
Solar system.
Thank you. That was that tripped me up. So a Mars-sized thing bumped into Earth, and it knocked enough off that the moon happened.
So you're
Because the
saying
moon
that-
is a sixth the size of the Earth. We have a really big
So you're
moon compared to other
basically
planets.
You're basically saying Earth and Mars, like, you know, they
Something
bumped into
Mars
each other,
size?
They bumped into each other and they create a little moon baby.
Something
massive
Mars
collision,
size, yeah.
actually.
Because Mars isn't quite the size of Earth, but like still huge. But it's not as small as the moon. The moon's a whole sixth of the Earth. It's close.
Don't put down the
Not to
Mars
knock it.
and its size, man. Come on.
So now there's a fresh debate that you guys are going to hear both sides of in the upcoming year because we're breaking this.
Earth versus Mars. Who
No.
does the moon really belong to? You know, the Earth's got full custody. Mars wants to, man.
Mars hasn't been making its child support payments. Yeah.
So wait, how does this connect with these other Earth-like planets that we're talking
Yeah,
about?
where's
Here's-
the aliens
here's the
at?
deal.
Where's
So-
where's the alien women at?
Theia, Theia. How would you guys say that?
sounds like a hood.
Thea?
That's a
Theia?
hood planet.
Hey, where's she at? Where's the eye at?
You don't know how hood this planet is. This is the name. No, get ready. Not even kidding. That's the name of the planet that was about Mars size that supposedly anciently bumped into us to knock the moon off of us. The fresh theory right now is that planet was hella wet, that it was one from the wet planets, and that's how we got all our water.
So this planet just came and hit our planet. It was
Yeah.
just like
got
splash.
hella
Here's
wet.
a lot of water. You guys have a moon now.
Yeah,
I'm
here's
out.
exactly.
Like a sploosh.
Now,
Yeah.
notice your mocking tone with this, and that's what I'm getting into. This has been reported like as if that's the main theory for how we got our water now. But it turns out there's no...
Theia peed on this.
There's rocks on the Earth that we know didn't come from the Earth initially, that came from this planet that most likely crashed into the Earth to make the moon. And the moon is made out of rocky stuff. None of it is made out of the crap that the wet planets are made out of. Not only that, but there could have been water in the clay that Earth just always had. So that's still the predominant theory from the experts, even though the new all the rage theory is that Theia
just dumped a bunch of water on
was a wet planet that hit us. But most likely, it was another rocky planet, because it's really, really hard for one of those planets from out there to work their way in without Jupiter gobbling them. And that's why Jupiter has so many moons.
Jupiter just gobbles up shit.
Gobbles them up. But if the planet...
moons.
Yeah, but if the planet came from Rocky Town, like it most likely did, it was already partying with us. That's what probably happened. So beware the fake space news. There's fake space news.
Theia.
Yeah. So
is this what NASA is
here's where I tie it. Here's where I tie it back to the Forbidden Planet.
Thanks, NASA.
So now to confirm this extra, to fit along with this extra, and completely news adjacent to this that ended up going on. So we discovered all these planets that are in Earth zones and Earth sizes, and one of them might even be like Earth compatible out of like 14 of them or something they found in these hundreds of planets.
Like they're going to come together?
Ooh.
So
we're going to make more moons.
They found one forbidden planet. Here's what's wacky about the forbidden planet.
This is one that Earth's having an affair on Theia with?
Well, it's in the Neptune.
Making Mars all jealous and shit.
I don't even know how to roll with that.
Yeah. Mars is
just
let me put it together, and then you can make relationship jokes about it in context. So
I'm trying.
The forbidden planet's a wet one, and it's where the dry ones are supposed to be on this star. Just to jump right to it. That's it. Like there's this Neptune desert where wet planets normally have their atmosphere burned off, like all of the other ones besides Earth that are this close to the sun. And we found a wet one over there, a Neptune-like planet where Neptune planets shouldn't be. Most likely, it just had a ton of wet atmosphere that already got burned away. And it's
But
just
it
still
had
burning
atmosphere
away.
to spare.
It had so much to spare. So that's probably what, and there's only this one.
How much atmosphere do we got to spare?
Yeah, and the fact that there's only one of
Not enough,
these makes it even less likely that Theia was a wet fella.
Theia.
So she was probably a dry fella coming from the inside.
Maybe she has some. Maybe she was a cold bitch and was covered in ice. Or has some ice on her. Crashed in, you know.
The level of hype about it too.
Who came out with these
where are
news?
they talking
Where's this
come
news
from?
coming from? Is this like straight from NASA or what?
I've got
Dustin stayed up all night researching all these talking points.
Is this like Alex Jones?
So NBC
I wish.
busted out the wet Theia news. And at the very end, in the last paragraph, they cited an expert talking about how the water was probably already there in the clay. Then I did a little bit of deeper dive and confirmed that there's a lot more evidence.
What kind of
there.
research did you do to confirm this? Did you
basically
send
read-
your probe to Theia?
NBC is just like, fuck it, we're gonna make up
probed.
news. Like,
Yeah, exactly. NBC is like, we're going to take and focus the crazy version of this, whereas every other article I read on it put it in like a context that actually made sense. That like, nah, NBC just went crazy here. So look out for people quoting NBC for this craziness. We didn't have a wet Theia. Something probably hit us to knock off the moon, but it was probably dry. So correct your friends
Maybe.
arrogantly.
The moon
Maybe.
is round, the Earth's flat. Whatever.
Yeah, and it's at
I
the
wish,
very
man.
end of their news. You had to read their whole article to get to the part that's probably true about it.
Tomato, Theia.
Oh man.
So that's
All right.
that chunk. There's one other chunk with that, and that's that also we kind of figured that supernovas might have made people walk upright because when people were living mainly in trees or proto-people, that's also why it's really healthy to hang from your arms because we had a more recent ancestor that hung from its arms a lot in trees. So
Yeah, but
supernovas
did they wear
happen.
Birkenstocks? So.
Yes, primitive ones out of grasses. So supernovas back in the day could cause a ton of lightning, and the lightning would burn swaths of trees, leaving us with like this meadowlands to live in. And living in that kind of territory, we'd be walking upright rather than swinging from trees so much. So like part of how we're shaped as people might have had to do with supernovas. So that's another fun
That's pretty
chunk.
cool. I can dig that.
Supernova, Birkenstocks.
But the piece
For your
of
hands.
the piece of space news that I think you guys would enjoy the most, that we can spend the most time on now that we've like gotten out the stuff that makes this an educational show. Did you guys know how much the Apollo astronauts cussed, especially before Apollo 11?
No.
I mean, I'm
Like
sure
until the spotlight was on them for the landing on 11, they flew around the moon. They did all kinds of other pre-landing on the moon like adventures, right? They went around it a couple times. They got gradually, but through the whole time, they cussed like military people. It's awesome.
Yeah, there's just some fucking
There's like audio files? Or?
Yeah.
I've got transcripts though, and through hundreds of pages of transcripts, you can't scroll more than a couple pages without finding at least an S or F bomb. It's so great.
Right.
So
That's probably the mechanics of the crew, you know. Like they have always the bad mouth.
no, the people flying.
Everyone.
Gus Grissom, just
Lance Armstrong.
You found my link to the
Yeah, I have
Lance
the-
Armstrong.
and his
Look,
3 testicles.
there's a shit right here at 50/50.
There it is. Oh shit! Actual quote from the transcript. Just picked it out.
Who are these people though? What?
These are the astronauts, man.
Yeah, but what are they freaking?
I'm not sure which
Which
Apollo
which
mission
people-
this is.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, I
it's
don't
several
know.
of them.
astronaut is fucking which?
I
think
think this
this
is Apollo 10. So this is the one just before the moon landing one.
Yeah, who the hell were those guys?
So this is like...
Give me the transcripts
second.
of when they were burning up in Apollo 1. All right?
I think we launched
Ah,
with-
fuck!
Oh my God.
Shit!
I think we launched with. I know Apollo 1.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. If you don't
Fucking
know,
shit! Fucking burning! Get the fuck out of here!
Like,
3
no
people burned to
transcript.
death in the
Because
thing
it
in
like
Apollo
literally
1.
happened
Yeah.
so fast. Like
There is a transcript, and they actually weren't as vulgar because it only took them 17 seconds to perish.
They're like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're too focused on
tried.
You
grabbing
tried.
valves and trying to depressurize. Supposedly the valves under his seat, he broke both of them trying to depressurize to quench the
Damn.
fires with his
Yeah.
glove.
Well, at least it happened so quickly.
Yeah.
yeah.
I would rather die very quickly.
Yeah,
That'd
but then
be
they didn't
ideal.
get to go to the moon,
Yeah.
though.
Unfortunately, I have to die one day at a time.
Oh.
Womp womp womp.
Dying one day
I mean, I
at a
guess it's better than
time.
dying on the top of what's essentially a missile. Like, yeah, who the fuck, like, just like that? You know those guys, because like, who the fuck's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit on top of a missile and
Should
launch
guys-
yourself into space. Yeah,
Yes, but get the garbage bag. Okay, leave them. There it is. Oh shit. Just having trouble controlling things, that's all.
No big deal.
that just sounds like a weird like text, like you to like a roommate or like a girlfriend or some shit.
That's probably how it felt to them.
These
Right.
transcripts are really trippy. It's just not how you would script it. It's just like you'd think they were truckers up in space.
Space trucking.
Yeah. That would be.
Space trucking.
Oh.
Come on.
That would be the show.
Come on! We almost got killed by bikers.
Yeah.
Like, space.
Shout out to Spacey Blur.
How, did you almost
Shout out to Eyeball Kneecap.
You guys almost got killed by bikers.
Oh, yeah.
Named
Northern
Eyeball
Nevada
Kneecap.
is a lot different than Southern Nevada.
Yeah.
Throw me another Northern Nevada story. I know you guys came with a handful.
Oh yeah, so we went on 2 tours since we've like last been on the
I'll
show.
just interject
so.
with astronaut cussing while you tell the story.
So this last tour we just did recently, we went to Ely, Elko, Reno. and
Wait, where'd you
Carson
play
City.
in Ely?
We played it
At a biker bar?
This is where we almost got killed by bikers. It was Club Rio. Shout outs to Club Rio. They took good care of us.
They did.
Yeah. Even though
They
the
didn't kill us.
patrons tried to almost, they threatened our lives for sure.
How did that exchange happen though? I need.
Well, so
Set
I exhumed June Carter's corpse and proceeded to fornicate with her, and these bikers just found it completely offensive. You know.
How did you get access to it?
You know, it was just all through the wings of just doing karaoke and singing Ring of Fire. And
So you did karaoke in a way they found
and
disrespectful?
I got Kanye Wested by a gentleman named Eyeball.
What Kanye
What
West
really
has done a lot of
happened?
weird things, so I'm not sure which.
Like, you know what he did to Taylor Swift?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Where they grab the mic. Yeah. Well, what he's really trying to say is that we booked the show the same night as a biker rally,
Oh.
and that was the biker bar.
And your show
so
didn't
they're
fit
having
their
all
whole
these
thing.
like biker ceremonies, like they're
Yeah,
giving these
initiation.
gifts, they're doing initiations,
Oh,
and we're
no.
playing music in the background.
Oh.
So like they're coming up
Music
talking
they
shit.
didn't
They're like,
like.
"Oh, we like music. What kind of music do you do?" And we're like, "Oh, fuck."
Well, you gotta think. Before we even went to the bar, we were standing by the car unloading, and we're seeing all these bikers walking to the bar with hammers hanging out their pockets.
Yeah,
and,
this is a weird
and
thing. Like, they
knives
all
just-
walked there. There was no bikes. There
There
were
was
bikers.
no-
but
Yeah,
there
were
was a
bikers
tour bus
without
down the
bikes.
street. I don't know if they came in a tour bus, but there were a couple tour buses there, right?
That's true.
No bikes though.
Yeah, that's why we were like, they were so hardcore and badass to us. But I was like, you fools didn't even show up on bikes. Like,
So we play our music for a grand total of about 30 minutes combined between 3 acts. Spacey Blur never actually got to go, but he was really committed about going.
Sorry.
He thought he was going to win them over, but
no, they just hated us by
they
then.
hated us. So after we played, they proceeded to go into karaoke night, and Spacey Blur does space trucking, to which one of the bikers walks up and gives him like the cut like throat symbol, which Spacey took as like he thought he was killing it.
But it didn't help that we were like right there cheering for him. Like,
Yeah, we were cheering because he was like pointing at them. He was like, "Come on, come on!" They didn't take that. And so then I proceeded to go up and do Johnny Cash, and it's already bad. I get about 1.5 verses in, and like I said, you would think that I would exhume June Carter's corpse and fucking
Why did
proceed
they
to
plan-
fornicate right there.
Who runs this biker bar that they'd allow karaoke during these ceremonies?
No, this is after the karaoke's after the
Okay.
ceremony.
But they just book bands during the ceremony.
No,
This was a shit show.
I think they forgot that we were supposed to play that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
man.
still snuck in there.
Got paid.
We had a drink.
And we stayed at the bar, so like
Like-
all night we have to. They're partying until 4 a.m. and
They were
our
underneath
our
the bar
room
in
is
the fucking
downstairs. So
basement.
anytime we have to go to the car or go to the store, we have to go walk past all the bikers again and then go down there. And I'm like,
Oh,
but it
man.
was cool. There was a big basement we slept in.
Nice.
It was chill. They were really nice. They took care of us.
Yeah, the bar owners were awesome. It was just our planning of biker rally weekend.
And you
Yeah,
read
well.
about it.
But we're lucky we didn't stay the next night because remember the
Oh, the Hells Angels
Hells
were coming the
Angels are
next
coming the
day.
next night.
Oh, God.
It was gonna be like 3 times as many bikers apparently next night.
On actual
But-
bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, probably.
So it could have been worse.
Yeah, so the next night we were in Elko, and Elko was cool. The Elko, they really took care of us. Come to find out, they celebrate Cinco de Mayo in Elko on Cuatro de Mayo.
Nice.
That's a really cool cultural thing they got going on.
I guess so.
Yeah.
They were throwing candy out for
Yeah,
a
they were
mile,
throwing some
dude.
other things out too.
There's a few racist comments in there.
Bye. Yeah.
Nice.
It was funny. Aaron, we go inside the bar. We're unloading our gear, and Aaron goes, he goes, "Why is there a parade?" She goes, "Cinco de Mayo." And Aaron goes, "But it's the 4th of May." And this old lady just looks back at him. She's like, "No."
But it's Cinco de Mayo. And I'm like, yeah, but it's the 4th.
Maybe they're Star Wars fans. Who knows?
You guys, so there's this chunk in here where this guy's talking about how you have to like aim the nose down and do this thing if you pee because the pee pushes the thing a certain way. And I never think about pee. And then there's this argument here about like, oh shit, what they did, they made it. Oh, I'm not supposed to do that. And 2 people were like, oh yes you are, you're supposed to do it. And then it seems like, oh no, what's going on? But put more water in it. Oh, and then, there's air at the bottom of my water. So you get this situation where, like, there's this thing, and he wants water, and there's air. Like, you know, usually in a water bottle, there's air at the top of it. Mm-hmm. Imagine you're like, oh, I've got this water, and there's air in the bottom of it. I'm just tripping, because things get upside down in space.
Yeah.
It's true.
I
I don't know if I conveyed that right at all.
No,
I
because
just
the
tripped on
first thing
something.
you said was
It's
about
very
pee.
confusing. I have no
And
idea
I
what
was
you're talking
imagining,
about.
I was
I'm
imagining pee
in
and
space.
floating. Like, you know when, like, you throw something and it's
Yeah.
just float? Like, I was imagining, like, him
The pee
peeing,
getting out,
and he's like, oh, God, oh,
There's
pee,
There's
floating.
pee everywhere, and it just starts spreading out into like a mist.
Using your pee to like project yourself through the spaceship.
They had to aim it differently because of the pee.
I would still write my name though. So.
I think the trippiest thing would be to like sleeping
Be a
in
little
space
harder.
because they just like strap themselves in and it's like
Yeah.
That would be weird. Sleeping in space, I think, would be the weirdest. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
They probably got
Well,
drugs.
the thing is, so
Drugs.
every word that they murmur in space is being recorded back to Major Control Tom.
Oh hell no.
All
It's
of it.
everything.
control time.
Even like
Do you think the guys on the space station? Do you think they have sex in space?
yeah,
You
I was
guys-
just gonna bring that up.
Space
Next.
sex.
There's another level that you didn't even realize.
You gotta-
Back then, the SpaceX, you couldn't.
Was it gay? It was all gay space sex. Huh?
It's like prison. Like it's all.
There's a
It
lot
was
of
all
female,
dudes.
There's a
It
lot
was
of
all
female
dudes.
astronauts in the space
Yeah,
shuttle
not
era.
until like the 80s though.
Yeah. So okay, not only was all this
And
transmitted,
like not even cute ones until like the 2000s.
Wow.
but check it out.
Yeah.
Here's the other layer. Not only was all this transmitted, but the audio wasn't encrypted. It wasn't digital or anything. It was analog audio that every country could listen in on.
That's tight. Oh, Johnny.
So they could hear the space sex.
All the space communication could be tuned in by people with.
But what
the
about
right
Just
radio.
out of nowhere, like,
Can
oh,
you
what's
not-
going on in space? And they're
SpaceX?
just, like,
No, it's all
fucking-
digital now. that's
do
encrypted
you think-
now.
No.
It's like WhatsApp going up there
Do
now.
you think like the astronauts have had sex in space?
For sure.
For sure.
I'm sure they figured it out. I don't know. I actually watched one show on space, and they talked about that, and they said it's kind of like
tight.
difficult.
Well, I mean, they're
imagine,
like
'cause zero
floating
G,
away.
yeah.
and
There's
come
been a
back.
couple.
Yeah, exactly.
The
So,
ISS
like-
has had a couple on it before, right?
Yeah.
I don't
think
really
so.
know. I just thought
Look
that
us
was
up.
a thing.
You got
I
the
mean,
internet in front of your
There,
face.
there's
I
like
don't
there,
wanna waste your
there's a
time
group
on
of
that.
engineers.
Don't waste my time on
There's
this.
a group of
We're
engineers.
talking about space stuff, right?
I want to know about like
Space
space
stuff.
fights. You know, like
Yeah,
they're
space
like
fights.
mad at each other, but you
That'd
can't really
be
hurt each
crazy.
other because there's like. Ugh, and then
Planned
they're
att-
floating
there was
away.
That would
planned
be pretty
attempts.
rad, though.
It's
like a slow motion fight.
Space
Okay.
jousting. It's flying
The two
hella
suit
slow.
is a garment designed to facilitate low effort sex in weightless environments. So there's a
Whoa.
suit
They figured
designed
it
for.
Effort. Yeah.
They
All about that low effort.
NASA, dude. NASA's freaking on the cutting edge of freaking technology.
Right. No, but you wouldn't think it would be hard in 0G, but it turns out it's actually.
Do you think
I
they
can't-
have safe
I can't
sex in
find
space?
a like
Safe
official.
sex in space.
I can't find official evidence that it's happened, but I know someone's probably
That picture is
had
awesome.
a gentleman's moment in
Let me
space.
see.
I
Can you
know, that
transfer
looks
this over
They're
here?
romantic.
like floating away, trying to
No.
pull each other in.
No, I'll show it
They
here.
come back.
Just those romantic folks. Hold on, they're behind the chat right now.
But they're like, it looks like they're trying to like pull each other in, but they're floating away.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, even if you're trying to control each other, you're still gonna like bounce around as a group.
You'd have to like, yeah, you'd have to try to corner up on like a piece of the wall.
And like you gotta hold one section.
You'd have to have like a friend
gotta
help
mount,
you.
right?
You'd
Yeah.
have to have a friend help push your back.
Yeah, it's a group effort. It's a group
SpaceX.
effort.
Hold my back
SpaceX
so I
is
can get
best
it
done
in.
in a group.
Corners though.
Space orgies.
Hold me in the
Guys.
corner so I can get it in the right way.
Whether it's the back of a car or a couch, it's all about corners. Because
Or
you have
in-
two angles that come at you. I'm not to be
No,
like.
fuck that. You got to do it in like that
Authoritative
cool
about
pod, you know, that's got all the windows in the International Space Station.
Up in the bay window.
Yeah.
Floating around.
Yeah. Just like
This is
so
magical.
all of Earth to see.
Yep. Oh, cool. There's the Earth. Oh,
This idea is very
yeah,
magical.
yeah. There's the Earth. Yeah. I love the Earth.
That would be pretty cool though. Even if it was uncomfortable and not very good.
Fuck the
Yeah.
Mile High Club.
Imagine that'll be like one of the first like space tourism things. It's just like go up for a couple hours and have sex in space. And, like that'll be just
That-
for,
well,
like,
there's
five,
probably, like,
$5
some-
grand or
for
something.
sure.
Weirdos.
if there's people that are already paying like what, a couple $1 million to like be some of the first like space tourists, yeah.
I'd like a private room. That's all you
Yeah,
have to
I
say
like-
for space
yeah.
loving.
So
You think they have the weirdo like in space that like thought it would
Just
be
wants
funny
to
to
jerk
jack
off.
off, and then it's just like waiting to see who it's gonna hit?
If I'm gonna spend the money to be in orbit, I'm not leaving and going back to Earth without having one rubbed out. I went to orbit. Are you kidding? And I'm not gonna make that an event
It's
to
hitting
remember.
someone, all right?
Holy
Landed
crap.
on someone.
Even if I have to like go in the bathroom for a minute, I mean, can you?
Leave it for the next person.
Certainly, you've all had an instance in an airplane restroom where you're just like, this might be the last time I get to fly in an airplane. I was younger and I was like, well, hey, I'm in the air. I'm flying through the air at 500 miles an hour. This is going to be the most meaningful gentleman's
that's a Mile
time
High
ever.
Club, right?
I don't think I haven't done that yet.
You
Have
haven't-
you?
It's way harder than you'd imagine because you get bumbling around.
Dude,
you hit your
peeing in
head.
an airplane is hard enough.
Yeah.
Haven't jerked off in an airplane?
Not yet.
You haven't fried on like 6 hits of acid on an airplane?
Oh God,
Not
no.
yet.
No. I would not do that.
Okay, all right. Maybe I've done a lot of things that people haven't done on airplanes.
Have you jerked off on an airplane?
I've done 6 hits of acid on an airplane.
That's not the same. That's literally easier.
That's just a bad idea.
No way.
So you guys,
I mean, those bathrooms are tight, though. You know.
I just have to say before we move completely off of space that there's 150 S words in the in the NASA.
Shit.
Yeah, I just had to give you the final count.
All
But
All right,
check it
let's
out.
jump into it's that time. It's the halfway mark.
Yeah, that's the submarine of news. Chug.
Commercial slug.
Hey everybody, for the past few months we've been telling you about Brothers Pizza. You know, the place that's located at 7575 South Rainbow. We've told you about how amazing their pizza is, how awesome it is that they stay open late, and that on Tuesdays it's 50-cent wing night, and now it's boneless wing night on Thursdays. It just keeps getting better and better. Brothers Pizza is the home of the 30-inch pie, killer pasta, sandwiches, hamburgers, salads, and more. The best part is when you call in and order for pickup and mention RadioVegas.rocks, you'll get 10% off your order. You want another reason to go check out Brothers Pizza? Well, if you order a lunch special off of our app, you're going to earn your way to a free personal pizza. That's right. Check out the RadioVegas.rocks app, loyalty program. Check out Brothers Pizza. 10 punches, you'll get that free personal pizza. And join us on June 15th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. down at Brothers Pizza, located at 7575, for again another fun day out in the sun as we give away a pizza an hour. That's June 15th from 11 to 4 p.m. Brothers Pizza, 7575 South Rainbow. Hopefully we'll see you there. What is Jesse Ray's Barbecue? Well, it's a tiny, unassuming place with a modest menu of platters, sandwiches, and house-made sauces. Located at 5611 South Valley View, by the smell alone, you're going to know you're in the right place. Come try the award-winning slow-smoked ribs, chicken, pulled pork, hot links, and brisket. The sauce is also something to talk about, as you will want to eat it with every bite. Here's a tip. Their sauces are available for purchase. When people ask you, how do you like Jesse Ray's Barbecue? You'll say, like most people I know, I don't like it, I love it. Jesse Ray's Barbecue is 100% legit. Stop on by for a meal that will satisfy your barbecue-loving lips. Mention RadioVegas.rocks for 10% off your order. Jesse Ray's, located at 5611 South Valley View on the corner of Valley View and Russell. Come in, take a bite, find out why they're so award-winning.
Yeah, winning awards, Jesse Ray's. Winning awards, Jesse Ray's. Ooh! Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's enough, right?
All right, Dix. I told you to register for the free Aerosmith tickets by clicking on the link for the Radio Vegas Rocks app, and then simply register your name and phone number under the VIP tab. To punish you, Dix, I'm gonna play Janie's Got a Gun on my hand flute while I explain again how great this contest through Radio Vegas Rocks truly is. This is free airfare, free hotel accommodations, and 2 VIP tickets on the actual stage. You're on the stage watching Aerosmith play. If one of you dicks win these tickets and you have no one to go with, I'll go with you. I would love to see fucking Aerosmith on stage, Turtle, even if you win. As long as you promise you don't roofie my drink, you don't have sex with my dead corpse. Hopefully he doesn't make my skin into some sort of apparatus he wears around his face. I'll even stay with you. All you have to do is download the Radio Vegas Rocks app and register under the VIP tab of the app to win.
Download the Radio Vegas Rocks app right now.
Yes, yeah, that's what's going on. Oh, we're going to talk about Golden Tiki real quick, because Golden Tiki is an awesome bar that's on Spring Mountain.
Don't steal the
there's
ashtrays.
props there that are from Disney Imagineers. There's like leftover robot birds from the Tiki Room.
Don't steal the ashtrays.
Don't steal the ashtrays. Don't steal the ashtrays. But no, they're known for really cool ashtrays. And there's a barrel with a fire inside of it, just casually over in this back area. Golden Tiki. It's a seriously rad deal.
I still haven't gone. I've actually really wanted to go.
I haven't gone. The same dude's around.
I've heard really good things from friends that have gone there. I just haven't gone.
Yeah, they've been buddies for a minute, hosted some awesome station parties. They're made the coolest pictures of them you can check out. And right, do we have one more?
No.
Yeah, there's a rule where, like, if you have to burp, you're supposed to make it seem like it's as painful as possible so that the audience has the schadenfreude of, like, enjoying your suffering so they're not disgusted because of the suffering enjoyment. Anyway, so we're back already? Whee! This is the Greasy Conversation talk show on RadioVegas.rocks. Mention RadioVegas.rocks to any of the sponsors for magical things to happen.
Here with Chocolate Jesus.
Yeah, thank you for the little snack, the pizza and the wings, man. I'm feeling the greasiness all over me now.
Oh, that reminds me. We don't want to thank us. We want to thank Albo Pizza. ALBO. Albo Pizza.
That's in the hood right there.
They're a new friend, and we encourage you to check them out because they've fed us amazingly today. I'm sorry if I'm overdoing the echo. I neglected it for a couple episodes, and I'm really in love with it. So I hope you can enjoy it with me.
You don't have to apologize for shit.
Yeah, I need to make it come on the monitor for you guys so you can enjoy it too, because in my headphones it's luscious.
So what about this Air Force base in, in Arizona? That they were just doing some sky tracing, and they made a penis-shaped object in the sky with their chemtrails.
A UFO?
Yeah, it was a penis-shaped UFO.
No, the best was the official post about it from the Air Force.
Air Force Times.
Air Force Times?
Oh man, get this.
Air Force says are bad.
Says that F-35 sky penis above Luke Air Force Base wasn't intended to be sky penis.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, all it needs is one little.
You know that guy got in trouble.
Jet shooting out of the end of it, and it's a full-on penis. It's pretty penis-like.
I feel like they could have done it better though. That's not a very good penis.
Yeah, it's not very good.
That's I
don't know how difficult skywriting like that is. Maybe he's not up on the craft. You know,
I love that the Air Force
that they officially posted it.
This is the Air Force's. Look at the blue check mark. That F-35 sky penis above Luke AFB wasn't intended to be sky penis. Base says.
Well, I wonder if this angle isn't really good. If you're directly under it, you'd be like, that's a giant sky penis.
Yeah,
you know?
It looks penile from here. It looks pretty phallic. But apparently there's some dogfight that makes that shape. Do you remember when we posted reported on a entirely different sky penis about 9 months ago? You guys, if you cruise season 2,
I haven't kept up on my.
It might even be in the nudes.
My sky penis memory is failing me right now.
It might even be in the notes. It came out as nudes. It might even be in the nudes for the episode in season. I had to be season 2, which season 2 coincidentally.
Shout out to the sky vagina.
Chocolate Jesus bookended season 2.
Yeah.
You guys were the first and last guests on season 2.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the other Sky Penis season. It might have been.
Yeah, this is our 3rd time being here.
Hell
this
yeah.
is Dustin's first time actually being on any sort of radio thing with us.
He's always traveling.
Did you guys just say his real name for the first time in public history?
Yeah.
We don't even say my real name in public.
We'll bleep it out, right?
I really thought the way you spell the Cecil Perrin, I thought it had to be your real name because it's not initially intuitive to say. But does it have some secret Egyptian? Is it ancient Egyptian for butt plug or something sassy like that?
Something like that.
I didn't Google it yet. I wanted to.
The mystery abounds.
probe.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm the only one that goes by their real name. Well, you guys have to hide.
A lot, apparently.
Sky penis. All right.
All right. So,
I have criminal records.
according to scientists, according probably to a scientist, is what it sounds like from this article.
Is this a picture of the scientist? Is that the scientist?
Yeah, that's the guy.
Oh no! What article is this? I gotta pull it up.
It's towards the bottom of the notes. But he says we'll be able to recreate real dinosaurs in 5 to 10 years.
Let's do it. Jurassic Park looking.
And this is actually the guy. This is actually the guy's name's Dr. Jack Horner.
This literally has been proven through the Jurassic Park movies that it's a bad idea.
and this guy,
see the picture of the scientist?
Yeah,
he looks like a guy that's taken way too much acid in his life.
And
He's not even looking at the. He's just like looking down. Like,
This looks like a fetal
picture
puppy.
of him at like a talk or something.
This just looks like a fetal
It
puppy.
probably normally looks like that.
But he's actually
that's like the picture of like the dude that like fucking from the shooting here and shit. It's just like him like it's like, oh yeah, it's just the guy that killed like all your friends and family.
He's all blah blah blah.
This guy's gonna be of you dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are these people?
Apparently, this guy is
Get Facebook profiles like the rest of us.
Who the old rich guy in Jurassic Park was modeled after. He's a paleontologist, and he claims that it won't be too long before we can just hatch dinosaurs.
I don't think you should play with things like that.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, did you watch the movie? Like, that's anytime any news about like recreating dinosaurs comes up, I'm like, look, I love dinosaurs as a kid, but nah.
That's like me. Like I go hiking in Red Rock a lot by myself. I don't want to be like hiking and then like a fucking raptor just starts running at
I have
you.
a fix for that. I have a fix for that whole movie.
You know the whole raptor spray?
Life will find a way, and one of them like frog DNA's its gender different or whatever. You just make one of each. Why do you have to be greedy? If you only make one of each kind of dinosaur, it's not going to breed with some other weird shaped one. They're not all dogs, you know? They're like, if birds can't breed that are weird shaped to each other and make a thing, also they're all going to have feathers.
But life finds a way. So one of them is going to sleep with another kind. It's just inevitable, all right? They're going to get drunk
and
at
they're
an
gonna
office
make
party.
a little baby moon.
All right.
Another species.
Yeah.
It'll be like one of those donkey mules, the donkey mules that can't give birth.
burro?
Yeah, the burro mule, the mule burros. Burros.
This is
Burritos?
probably weird, but do they have any human examples of that working out? Like, has a human fucked an animal and like it's worked?
I don't think so.
I'm just.
Isn't that where AIDS come from?
Well, because they have but they have animals that are not like what's the.
I've heard
where
like
two different
conspiracies.
animals
I've heard of
have
like
sex and they have a weird baby, but that baby
interspecies.
can't have a baby.
Well, that baby's
I've
always
heard-
sterile.
I've heard of like there being like human goat hybrids.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Is there?
I've heard.
Just for organ harvesting. Well, what else would you do with it?
Yeah, that's true. No, there's ligers and shit. There's
Yeah,
a few
that's what I'm
different,
saying.
cross
Like the
species.
animals, but you know, there's.
I don't think there's any with humans. No.
Oh, there's people that fuck
And I don't.
goats,
I don't
for
think
sure.
there's.
That's the thing.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't have like goat humans.
Goat human babies.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard. There's
I would
like,
love
there's like
to
a
meet
picture
one.
of like a goat with like a human like face and shit.
I would love to
I'm
meet
just
a
pretty
human
sure.
I had a roommate like that.
No one's really been testing that. Oh man.
I just can't get over this picture where
That guy looks like I would not trust this
I don't
guy.
trust
If you
that
look at this
guy.
picture, this guy looks like he's like coming down off acid.
Well, you guys ever heard about like frame face or like if you freeze frame pretty much anyone talking, you're more likely to get a frame where they look wacky. It
Yeah,
looks like
totally.
whoever got like, oh, we need a picture of this guy. Let's just grab the frame from a video of him where he looks the most asleep. And use like who would want that picture of them there? He looks like he's passing out against his will, and then there's like a fetal dog in the upper right with a giant wiener. No fetus needs to have a giant wiener like that. Not the tail, but look behind the tail. There's like a big old there's a sack the size
Dinosaurs
of
be
his
packing.
nose. Yeah,
Dinosaurs be packing. Oh,
and
yeah.
it looks. Why would you just use like a fetal puppy? I don't know. Maybe it's got
I
bird
have no
feet.
idea.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be the first internet video.
The feet are wrong. I don't know if it's a puppy. It looks like a puppy.
It's
Anyway,
a cross between a puppy and an
dies trying
alligator.
to fuck
you
dinosaur.
guys, gator puppies. Behold,
All right.
Gator puppies.
I found
puppies.
I found this story. It's very brief. Doesn't have a ton of information, but it just sounds funny. A 5-year-old brought crack to a preschool, and it was a Catholic preschool.
Good. Guy hustling. Guy hustling.
Yeah, right. You know, you
He's
gotta start
hustling.
early.
Who snitched on him?
Gotta
the
build.
pictures?
That's what I want to know.
Snitched on him.
Gotta build that empire, right? Gotta start young.
Hey, he knows they got money. They're in Catholic school.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, some of them at least.
But I guess he said like someone just gave him the bag and told him to hold it, which I'm like, hey, that's That's clever, man.
I've told my mom that before.
Right?
Got caught up.
Kid's smart, man. Kid's smart. I didn't tell him that at 5 years old, but I mean, he's a real prodigy right there.
Guys, I think it might be that time.
That kid's going places.
It's been about a decade. I think I can reveal to you some of my amazing weed hiding places back when you had to hide weed.
Okay.
There was, you guys remember GameCube?
Hell yeah.
So this GameCube, it wasn't where you'd lift the lid and see a disc. You just saw a regular disc there. You had to, it wasn't, those ports on the bottom, how there was like these lids and these other ports, and you could totally pop up one of those lids and like hide stuff because you never use those ports in the bottom of a GameCube. They barely made anything that hooks to them. But there's this big old empty space under these ports. Not there either. I gutted the whole thing to where there was this hidden like latch behind one of those lids on the bottom where one of the ports would be. So if you opened the lid on the bottom, it was this screw thing that looked like it was just integral into how it was held together. But if you pushed it to the side, the whole thing like hinged open.
What?
And there was like still like a fan by the vent, and it was just super legit.
Dang.
But
you
that
took apart your GameCube to hide weed in it?
oh yeah, because this was like even then.
What kind of parents did you have? Like,
Dude,
how were they looking?
No, when I first met Waz, he had some like crazy contraptions for hiding weed. Just like in his car, and it's just like.
Hey, I mean, he always has some crazy contraptions for smoking
puzzles.
weed. So.
You guys,
yeah, it's true.
None of them compare it to the CD player scale, though.
Oh
so
yeah, that thing was
I have a
pretty
portable
legit.
CD player that you might know.
Oh.
You know the part that has the laser and the disc part is a separate part that's on little springies?
Yeah.
So that part, instead of being on little rubber feet, it was free floating on this metal bar that bends to measure weight inside a scale. So I gutted a scale and put its little buttons and screen. The CD player had a screen on its lid, right? So I cut out the screen of the CD player, and then the CD player's buttons I wired to the buttons of the scale. And the scale's screen, I put it where the CD player's screen was, and just cut the circuit board around both of them so they fit next to each other. Covered that up, and then anything you put on the top of the disc would scale on the screen on the top of the CD player.
Yeah,
No, not past
crazy.
tense. It still works to this day.
That's
It's
some
been
Waz
tossed all
techie
around. Yeah.
shit. That's crazy.
Oh, that like homemade just.
genius.
That is like
Yeah.
some shit you would never get
You
caught
should
with.
sell
for
that
sure.
to like smoke
That's a
shops or
crazy
something.
concept.
The laser is still fixed there under the thing, so if you remove the
What?
disc, it looks like a
It's
normal
still
platter.
You should make patents on these shit.
Yeah,
Waz.
what
You-
the
your
fuck,
your shit
Waz?
would be in every
was-
smoke shop.
Really hard to build. That's why I never built another one. Though. It would
That's
cost-
why. That's why you just
It's like
take
hundreds
the,
of dollars of labor.
no, not in Chinese sweatshops.
No, there's,
True, very true.
So would you bring that every time you bought weed, or were you like selling it, or?
I was hella selling it, but mainly to dispensaries at the time. Until in 2010, they wiped them all out. So I was grabbing pounds from Northern California, many of which were in MacBook G5. Remember the ones with the handles on them and stuff? The Quicksilver G5?
Yeah.
It was the silver version of those ones that were like teal colored. And it was modified so that big pull handle that opens up the side, there's a lock that you could put on this push tab in the back of it. And I rigged it so you had to push that tab in to allow it to unlatch. So it was like this puzzle to open the thing, but it still hella looked like a computer and it was the right weight and stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, that thing was great. I remember that.
It's still like an
Pretty
end table in my house now.
That's some ingenuity. I thought I was
Yeah.
a genius for spray painting my water bottle bong gold, and everybody hitting that, But that's nothing.
That's magical though. You got that gold.
Oh, it was a
gold
bong
smoke.
10,000, man. Everyone was so hyped in high school to hit that. Insane.
Do you guys ever make a piece out of like hardware store stuff? Like the valves and shit, like the carb is this valve you twist. It looks like a saxophone. And I got this like shower head. You could like adjust the flow of the shower head, and it didn't need a screen or anything. It had these tiny holes. It's
Oh, wow.
perfect.
Yeah.
That's
It was so
gnarly.
awesome.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
I love that all this
DIY.
talk was during a picture of a lion with a Dare t-shirt that apparently drugs were hidden in.
Oh, that lion was sneaking drugs this whole time?
Yeah, this
I know.
Dare lion.
I feel like a lot of people like learned more about like and wanted to do drugs.
Or
from
how to buy drugs from Dare. I feel like I learned how to buy drugs from Dare.
Yeah, you knew how to identify.
Like, oh, that guy is a drug dealer. Tight.
Or like, just
What you
look
got?
out for the skeevy dude with Funyuns in his back pocket, eating a churro with tie-dye.
The thing that was really helpful that they should continue, though, is that you don't want to get ripped off. When your health is involved, you don't want to be given like fentanyl or something when you think you're having Molly. And that kind of knowledge is what people need if we're not going to legalize and regulate anything.
I wonder how Dare is now, like how if they approach it differently now to the younger generation, because they must be like, yo, it's fucked. They're gonna do drugs anyway. Let's at least educate them on them.
Yeah, they should.
You
Well, I
know,
think that's
like,
where like companies like Dance Safe and stuff come
I
into
hope
play.
they do
You know?
shit
Dance
like
Safe.
that.
Hell yeah, Dance Safe. If you guys don't know who that is, they're an organization that does a lot to help people test festival drugs. So they're not like just cramming themselves full of
Fentanyl.
battery acid meth and stuff.
So yeah, so you can bring your drugs to them. They set up a lot of major festivals.
Because
Really?
Molly is really chill if you actually get Molly from someone.
And you can bring your drugs
it's
to them
a-
and then just test a little tiny bit of it. Then they'll tell you what it is.
A lot of Molly though is like methy. Like if you don't
That's the
fucking
issue.
get some, yeah.
A lot of it can
Yeah.
be cut with like meth or
Yeah,
fentanyl now.
like
a lot of
straight
shit's,
up meth.
a
It's
lot of
very
shit's getting
risky.
cut with fentanyl, which is really bad. Or like
Yeah,
Yeah.
or like weird psychedelics, like what is it? What's that one that's like was being passed off as LSD for a long time? Arbom, RBIOM or
It's
something.
like a lab version of it.
Yeah.
kinda.
I know
Yeah, it's
what
like
you're
it's
talking
really close, but it's different enough, and it can have a lot of negative effects on certain people.
Yeah,
A
so
lot
it's a
more than
shame
LSD.
if there was just like a safe pathway for actual MDMA, it would be so much safer for people.
I mean, I
than
think we're
with a
like-
magic, whatever you get, being called that.
It's already going to be allowed and used for like therapeutic sessions. And then
Really?
mushrooms being decriminalized in
in
Denver is
Denver?
a big deal.
That was really cool when I saw that.
There was another
That's
place
one of
too.
like my that's like one drug I will promote
So,
to
I mean-
anybody, for sure.
When you guys
At
went
least to
to
do once.
when you guys went to Portugal though, it's like what all
Oh,
drugs,
drugs
are decriminalized
drugs are
there.
decriminalized. Everyone's chill. Like a lot of people smoke hash out there, but then the one thing that sucks is like in the main areas you have these like they're mostly like this like family, like Indian family or something, and they try to hustle to anybody that's an out of towner. They try to sell you like coke, like fake coke, and but their thing is like, come here, I give you try for free. Why not have free try? Like they're really pushy. Like they'll even
Yeah.
follow you for a couple blocks, and it gets a little sketchy.
Damn.
And then like I bought weed off one guy, but I was trying to hustle him a little bit because he was ripping me off a little bit. And then when I started to try to push it forward, they started coming out from like the outskirts, and I was
Oh,
like,
so they got
this is
like
kind of sketchy.
like enforcers,
Well,
like
like, in-
standing behind them.
Like, well, they're like kind of like a family. Yeah, I looked up and we were surrounded, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I'll take it.
Yeah, whatever you say, boss. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, it's not always in your face like that.
When I had more of a coke phase, there was also a phase of that phase that was a testing phase, and I got some juice like they use with Dance Safe, and it doesn't really tell you quantities of everything, but I'd always like test like the last corner of the bag or something. There was some weird stimulant that wasn't coke in it like every time.
Yeah, the thing is,
Like there's just like
So-
you can get it from someone that says it's pure, and they got it from someone that's pure, and it's all your old friends for 20 years, and they still don't know where it came from.
So
Yeah.
he ran off one day. I don't know. I don't remember where he went. I think I was like seeing some girl or
this in
something.
Lisbon?
And
Oh, okay.
yeah, I went to go meet up with my homegirl, like who I was seeing out there, and then he like disappeared. And then I was like, "Where'd you go?" And he's like, "I wanted to go actually try it because they kept saying I'll give you a try." So Dustin tried the coke, and he comes back, and he was like, "Hell no!" He was like, "That was just some like gum numbing stuff."
Oh,
It wasn't
really?
coke, so you put it in, and it's like,
Like
oh,
lidocaine.
my numbs
Yeah,
are
they just
gum,
give you like
but it's
lidocaine
not.
powder. Wow, that's clever.
Lidocaine's
I-
super
I mean,
common.
I
Yeah.
told my mom to watch my first podcast ever.
Oh, wow. That was a bad idea.
Thank you, Cecil.
Have you heard all the other podcasts? Like what
He
we've been
thinks
talking
I just
about?
smoke cigarettes in
Oh,
my
no.
instance.
And it's the one that's the most about astronauts cussing. Hi, Mom.
I was kidding. Yeah, that was interesting, man. I did go out and I did try to experiment because I wanted to see if there, So and then, but I did try it. And it was like a very chemically, like not. It was bad. And I came back to Cecil, just couldn't feel my lips, but I wasn't feeling anything different.
Was it like straight Novocaine or something? Just like...
Yeah, it was dumb. And then, but the whole thing was they were really like pressuring me. But my boss is behind me. You can't, you know, like just all these excuses.
You gotta buy something.
You gotta
man.
buy something. I'm like, dude.
What's so
very aggressive.
And I was like, dude, you said I have a free try.
That's
like
like
this,
like
it's like a timeshare.
Yeah. It was dumb.
Very aggressive, like Middle Eastern, like the Israelis at the mall, you know, and they're like, "Oh, good, secrets of the Dead Sea."
But overall,
look, now you have one goofy nail. Now let me do them all. Give me $30.
Overall, as far as like drugs being decriminalized in Portugal, you don't really see a lot of junkies. You don't see like out here, like what you. I think I saw maybe 2 or 3 bums the whole time I was
Holland
out there.
is another example.
I barely saw any homeless people.
He went to Holland
like,
too.
How do you regulate if you don't decriminalize? That's the thing. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, there's the people that are going to do it are going to do it, but it's I think it's a little less because I really like saw a difference. Like I did not see it even in like the really urban areas. You didn't see like a bunch of crazy.
Did you
people.
see the same thing, Dustin, when you went to when you were in Amsterdam?
Crazy people everywhere.
Amsterdam's another place where everything's decriminalized. Was it like similar in Amsterdam or what?
No.
Or were there a lot of junkies and like?
No, not at all. It was like, I mean, alcohol and weed. That's it.
Yeah, and what about? Was there a big difference in like Spain and like Paris then? Like, did you see a lot of like?
No, not at all.
Well, criminalization means it's a complete cop-out. It means we're not going to try to help anybody, and we're going to say it's all their free will. Yeah. Even when everyone that's actually studied anything about addiction says that there's either an issue they have with addiction, some kind of chemical dependency that they're prone to, or they're going through something else hard in life and they don't know how to cope with life without some kind of escape. And without treating them and giving them some kind of therapy to like deal with life without this kind of escape, there's no replacement. So they're going to do dirtier and dirtier stuff if they can't get a hold of anything clean. Yeah. So it's just such an awful cop-out to we're not going to regulate this. We're not going to try to help anybody with a problem. We're just going to take the symptom of a problem and punish them for it. It's like punishing people for sneezing instead of giving them some cold medicine.
And it's crazy because even the people that smoke like hash or like weed out there, they don't like people out here smoke way more. Like for me to roll like a full, like when we were in Spain, like rolling a full, rolling a blunt of weed, they're like, damn,
we call it American style.
Well, yeah, because out there they just barely smoke a little bit, like just to get a head change, and that's it. I'm like, fucking,
we get
it's like, but you could definitely tell the difference. It's just a little. I think it's just different in general.
It's cultural difference,
more chill.
All right, it's coming on that.
Yeah, if we slam out this last commercial chug, because we've got such an awesomely thick news episode, but super thick guests. So we're gonna slam out our last commercial chug,
and then
That's right.
And then we'll strategically mention like our favorite newsy objects. Last, we're gonna have a news chug after this.
All right.
Yep. All right.
Commercial chug.
Commercial chug.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crazy J back again to tell you about Angel Wax. We've been telling you about it for a while now. This product is absolutely amazing. Our boy Tommy Davis, the man behind Angel Wax, he has been working hard for you. He has been on tour, he has been traveling, he's done car shows, he's done conventions. He is spreading the gospel of Angel Wax, and it's working. A lot of people are getting into it. They love it. Those car enthusiasts that are spending their weekends detailing it like crazy, love it. If you want to outshine the rest of the cars on the road, the best way to do that is by getting some Angel Wax. Let Tommy Davis know that RadioVegas.rocks sent you to him to try this amazing product. Angel Wax, get in on it today.
You guys love tacos?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Okay, right? Yeah.
Love tacos.
That's my spirit animal.
I don't care what gender you are, or we love tacos, right?
Sexually identify as a taco.
Yes. Whatever, man. But since we all love tacos, we all need to know about Pinche's Tacos. And do you know where it's at? It's 9205 West Russell Road. It's an awesome place for lunch, dinner, or both. Here at RadioVegas.rocks, we love this place so much that if you mention us and order a blood orange margarita, they will give you a free gringo taco. What? Free gringo taco? Yes, that's right. That's what I said. And you know what else? It's like, okay, you're like, well, I don't really feel like driving over there. They have 2 locations, bruh. 2 locations. But you need to get in on this deal. You must visit the Russell location. I mean, yeah, that's where you gotta go for the free gringo tacos. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? If you're just like, I don't have gas for that, but I have money for tacos, just go to the other one. But yeah, Pinche's Tacos, because Who else doesn't love tacos, man?
Who else doesn't love tacos, man?
We all love tacos.
You know what? I don't like those energy drinks that make you all of a sudden talk like this. That's why you need to try all-natural Zip Fizz. Drop a little Zip Fizz in that H2O, you're ready to go. Up to Mount Charleston, maybe hit the craft stables, who knows? It'll help you get through that 9-to-5 day. Just visit zipfizz.com and use the promo code RadioVegas.rocks.
That's right. Use that code. That code again. RadioVegas.rocks. Wait for it. Get ready.
It's back! The triumphant return of the Zoe Bowie Karaoke Contest. Brought to you by Zip Fizz, all natural energy. With a grand prize of singing your favorite song on stage live with Zoe Bowie and his band. It's the Zoe Bowie Karaoke Contest. For more details, listen to the Rockin' Comedy Show or visit rockingcomedyshow.com. And keep it right here on the station that sings with Zoe Bowie. RadioVegas.rocks.
You guys, this has been a Stinger Light episode. You guys ready for a good one? Check this out. That's right. Yeah. All right. So it's time for news chug time and time for everyone to go to the bathroom at the same time, as if the commercials last that long. But no, they're pretty quick, and you can stop fast forwarding them now, which you should listen to them at least once and write down and then contact them and mention RadioVegas.rocks, and it helps us keep what few lights we have on. It helps us keep those lights on. And don't forget to download the RadioVegas.rocks app, because if you get this app, then you can see Aerosmith. That Aerosmith, not Aerosmith with a Y in it.
We abandoned.
The real actual one.
We abandoned Waz.
You can climb on the stage. You can wink knowingly at Steven Tyler, and he'll give you a little nod and that 3-finger salute.
You could bring weapons into the show. Aaron, I just realized Aaron has a pocket knife attached to his booty shorts.
We are allowed to bring weapons into the studio.
Nice.
Officially,
I mean, I just thought it was funny, like these booty shorts, but then he's got like this big pocket knife hanging out the side.
Sends a message.
Nice.
It sends a couple confusing, contrary messages.
Mixed emotions.
All right, let's jump.
It's that submarine of knowledge.
It's that stupid news chug time.
Or a stripper.
All right,
Stupid news.
I'm gonna go through some stupid news I found.
Yeah, it's time for your favorites, because I made
Yeah,
sure I
'cause
knocked
all the
out my
shit.
must-haves.
All right, so this is just the stupid dude. All right, was apparently in some kind of argument with his girlfriend or something, and so the police roll up, find him outside the house, and they question him, ask for his name, and he says, "Yo, my name's D'Angelo Towns." But he was wearing a lanyard with his real name, Markel Towner. Dude got arrested. That's the dude.
So he had like
That's
a
all it took?
lanyard with like a name tag?
Yeah. And still gave the police a
Gave
fake
him the wrong
name.
name.
That wasn't even like, I mean, he just kind of like changed his last name a little. It was like, yeah.
And that happens to me all the time.
His middle name's probably D'Angelo. Like, that's just how it goes, I guess.
Sometimes.
News chug.
Sometimes you just forget you got your name tag on.
Oh yeah, and this dude set himself on fire near the White House like a couple days ago. And usually, like, you hear about like Buddhist monks doing that as some kind of like protest.
It is pretty metal.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking. But usually, like, the Buddhist monks are badass because they'll just like sit there in meditation, like on fire. And then I'm like, yo, you guys.
So Dustin does that all the time.
That's another level, man. I just.
They put me out though.
Yeah.
We always put him out.
Yeah, that's part of. Have you guys ever seen us play? Come on.
They put him out though. He ended up like okay, right?
No, this dude died. This dude died.
Really?
Oh no!
Yeah.
What was his just like fuck how everything?
No one knows. That usually there's
So
a
he
message.
wasn't clear enough about the message on this.
Usually there's a message.
He left the note in his pocket. That's the thing.
Damn.
Forgot to take it out. He's like, while he's dying, he's like, oh shit, oh fuck.
No, my note.
I know.
No one will know why I did this.
Prior planning prevents
will
poor
know.
performance, you guys.
Yeah.
He's trying to pull out his phone, Instagram.
Right. Yeah, so the dude just, I mean, they got him at first, and he was. I mean, he survived the initial
He died today,
burning,
though, didn't he?
But yeah, it was like today or yesterday or something.
So he even died.
So he didn't tell anybody like that. He took that long to die. He didn't say, "Yo, this is about blank."
No.
I mean, this is about the White House lawn needs to be in better shape.
Yeah.
Hey,
they didn't hire me for the lawnmower.
I don't know how to segue into this, but I really would be amiss if we didn't talk about Pokemon Sleep. Do you like the dramatic pause?
I mean, you guys are big into Pokemon, right?
It's Pokemon, but for in your sleep. You guys, you probably already have apps that you put on, and then it tells you if you're sleeping good or you're sleeping lame. I have a couple. I never use them.
How are the apps supposed to tell you if you're sleeping good or not?
They hear you tumble. They hear how you snore. They hear the timbre of it. They hear your little whistles, and they tell you you're sleeping good or bad. But this one's going to do it with Pokemon.
So
you're going to get points for your sleep
listens
whistles.
to you while you sleep.
Yeah, and you get to catch Pokemon.
Your
Your
phone
mouth.
listens to you at all times.
Pokemon fly in your sleeping mouth, and you get points for them.
What?
I'm elaborating like extra details they haven't revealed.
That's pretty
Part
cool.
of this is prediction, but the ball that you carry around right now, that's an accessory that like lets you know when a Pokemon is present and lets you catch it without taking your phone out of your pocket. That thing, you're gonna snuggle it in your sleep, and then it's gonna tell you that you slept good and like give you points. So kids are gonna get rewarded for sleeping.
They're gonna get
which
Pokemon.
They're not gonna be able to do because they have to wake up at 6 a.m. for high school because our whole education system's broken.
Yeah. Or no, just our whole societal concept of sleep is whack.
Yeah. Pokemon's gonna fix
sleep
it.
is just sleep, though.
I would kill in that game though.
Right?
Yeah, he actually woke up like an hour before we.
Professional sleeper here.
Oh yeah.
We gotta compete.
You know, he prepared for this podcast by watching Elon Musk on that other podcast, and he said he was just gonna imitate Elon Musk like the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, like stare off and act
look
concerned about
really-
the future.
Look really sophisticated. And,
Are you gonna talk about what?
Like,
Elon,
ask him a question. Yeah.
Did you guys like?
He's like, listen. He's like, listen. AI is gonna take over the world. Okay, we have to be very careful about
But wait,
how we implement AI.
did you guys see Elon Musk host meme review on PewDiePie's channel?
No,
Okay,
he did that.
So him and Justin Roiland, the co-creator of
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty, that's right. So the co-creator of Rick and Morty helps coach Leon Musk.
Leon Musk.
They were in a room. They did it remotely. They didn't go to where PewDiePie is in Sweden or Europe or whatever.
Isn't PewDiePie a racist?
No. Watch his channel, man. So you should have subscribed when everyone else did. It's a good time. No, literally,
He's
like
got
no
enough
joke.
subscribers already. I think he's all right. With
I'm an actual PewDiePie fan. I've been really into him, especially the last couple of years, because he's kind of grown up on YouTube, and now he's turned into like a channel that's mostly about like reviewing and reacting to memes and news on YouTube culture. And I follow YouTube culture, and I like memes that he ends up killing by reviewing them. And it's really funny, and I feel like I can relate to him, and he's just a normal dude. He's just a normal dude that grew up playing video games on the internet when it wasn't a thing. So like that would warp you, yeah, and his sense of humor is warped sometimes. But no, he's not anything like that culturally bad. Unless like for a joke, ironically, and then having to apologize for it.
is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
You think he really like? Anyway, I could go into it unnecessarily, but
We're talking about Leon Musk.
he got Leon Musk and and Justin Roiland to
Jogan.
to review some memes. And you know that meme when there's like a dead deer at the bottom of a pool and it says "My dolphin's broken"? Elon Musk thought that was the funniest meme ever, and now that's a meme with Elon Musk acting confused to like normal human memes, and then there's a dead deer, and he just was like killed by it. And you gotta check out PewDiePie just for this episode alone. Elon Musk just, because he's so awkward and weird socially unless he's in control and presenting something.
Yeah, just like Dustin.
So that's why Justin Roiland was on there as like his buddy to be like, okay, it doesn't matter if you're funny or whatever. I'm here. I'm always goofy and funny. We'll watch these together. It'll be cool. You could tell he was there for like support for him. But when that deer came out, he was like, that's a dead deer. And he's just like dying.
That's not a dolphin.
So,
That's not a dolphin. Yeah.
so what we learned is Elon Musk thinks dead animals are funny.
Yes.
Dead things.
Very
Things dead.
funny.
Was he literally LOLing, or was like, did he have a laugh to him, or is it like I feel like it's a cackle like?
It was.
Like how a cat, like,
It was
before
kind
they
of one of
attack.
those quieter laughs, yeah, where it was more visual. Yeah, you guys gotta see it for yourself. But not to dwell, because we got a news chug. Pokemon Sleep, that's a thing.
All right. I had to cover this. This is.
I gotta keep
pretty...
hitting that one. This is a Pokemon Sleep sound.
All right, so this is a short one
None
too.
of these go with Pokemon Sleep. You go on.
Of course, this is happened in Florida.
Florida man.
Yeah, Florida
time.
man. But dude is having sex with this chick.
That's a Florida
and
sound.
for some reason,
she was a goat.
He has a gun, and for some reason, he shoots her, and she dies during sex.
So
That's really suspicious.
It was he's claiming that it was accidental.
It doesn't really say. It doesn't go into detail, unfortunately. And which is why, because I like speculate.
Such a confusing article.
Because I like speculating on these things. Yeah, because it's like
Florida man.
No, that's wrong with
You know
you.
what's the most confusing article that I've still yet to have resolved is you remember when the lady fell out of the freaking roller coaster at Circus Circus, and then they said that the lady was a double amputee. And they never specified whether she was a W amputee pre-falling out or post-falling out. And if she was pre-falling out, why did anybody let her on this roller coaster? And what limbs was she missing to begin with?
Obviously, the ones that get strapped down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whoa. Okay, but
I don't
let's breathe on your investigation here. I don't want to
what's
rush
your
over what you've
speculation on
got.
this?
I mean, so the dude obviously wanted her out of the picture, right? And
Should have cut off her limbs and put her on a roller coaster.
And he's just, that's a much more elegant solution. And this guy he seduces her. This guy looks like a seducer, I gotta say.
This dude looks like the dude from Trailer Park Boys.
I want to look at it.
He does kind of look like Ricky.
Oh, okay. Now I found the article.
It's just like it.
He just needs that shirt, the checkered.
Looks like a skinnier, like a little more druggy version of him.
Right? But I mean, Ricky
Florida man.
could pick up chicks. This dude could probably pick up chicks. He wanted out of the picture for some reason and just acts like it's heat of the moment. Like he doesn't even realize he's got his gun. You know?
Like you have your gun lying around when you're doing it,
He just
right?
wanted to do a few roof pops and shoot the roof a couple times, and then just got carried away. And I
So
mean that's
you
a
shouldn't
story.
Is there any detail of like
Roof pops, like that's just a cool thing to do while you do it.
Yeah. You just blow a couple holes in
It's
the
like
roof,
the
man.
best of my life.
If I had my gun right now,
So Cash.
That's why I don't like sleep with a gun underneath the pillow no more. Because I used to do that.
Roof pops?
No, having a gun. You know the whole classic 007, you have the gun underneath the pillow?
Yeah, who's after you?
Okay.
No, but that might be what happens. She
So
might
how
have
did this
just hit the
backfire
trick.
for you?
Well, no, I mean, reading these stories, it's not safe to sleep with your guns.
Yeah,
It
'cause
most definitely is not. Yeah.
have you ever had like moments where you're like sleepwalking, where you think you're awake and you're not, or you think that you've got like a ice cream cone and it's all weird and cold and metal? Like that's what I'm worried about.
Seen an ice cream
Like,
cone.
maybe he was going for her hair, and then he accidentally.
Oh,
pulled
same
it.
hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
But no, he
darn.
shot her in like the her torso. So
Do you
he
think?
was on
Wait,
top of
hold
her
on,
and-
hold on. Here's the really important question, though. Do you think he finished?
yes.
Do you think she did right before she died?
No.
Probably
Most
not.
assuredly not.
Probably not. She
That
didn't.
would affect the
'Cause, I mean,
case.
that
Yeah.
would have been at least a little bit better for her death. Like
Yeah.
Coming and going.
I mean, it could have been
Yeah,
either way.
coming
Like,
and
she could have been on top of him, and he like reached behind the pillow, and just
aimed it at her torso.
maybe someone broke in.
Yeah, what was the position there?
To the trailer.
Unless he was on top and like below, and then, but I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
What if they're 69ing?
Like, still, he shot her in the torso.
You guys, before we hold on, is there any? Before we
It's been a
get
very
to
sexual show.
Twister.
so wait, there's one more thing.
What if they were in space while they did it?
There's a couple more things, but I have to make sure that we don't leave without talking about the traffic jam Whopper. Burger
Yeah.
King's up to a couple weird stunts. They're offering to pay off people's student loans, and that's controversial because people are like, "Hey, why don't you just pay people more so they can just pay off their student loans with their employee wages?"
Yeah, with their wage.
Understandable.
Burger King?
But so they've got this plan in places like South America where there's regular traffic jam time, that these signs will light up and say, hey, it's go, or you have this special app, and only when traffic is thick enough, the app will activate and you'll be able to order a traffic jam Whopper, and people will bust out on motorcycles and deliver Burger King to your car while it's sitting in traffic.
Wait, so the motorcycle slides up next to your car while you're in traffic and drops off the food?
Yeah, show me this picture. This
That
is
sounds
cool.
fucking crazy.
Drops
That
off
sounds
some Whoppers,
awesome.
man.
This is gonna kill people.
How are they gonna locate your car? It's like
The same way they like locate you with like freaking
Uber
Uber
and shit, yeah.
Yeah, just like your location.
this
That
sounds
shit's
like,
like
this sounds like next level. Like this sounds like more problems than
This is the
solutions.
future, Cecil.
This sounds like fat
Right?
people
Just
future.
because you don't eat Burger
Fat people
King.
future. I see more problems though. No, I'm
Yeah,
with
I
you on
see
this,
more
Cecil.
problems than solutions out of that.
All right, if
I
they
see
can bring
issues.
you like freaking broccoli and bread and banana fucking
I
sandwiches.
can wait.
Yeah.
I can wait.
I can wait and go to the grocery store when it's time to go.
Right.
Well,
This
good
is
for
what
you.
vegans eat.
Like,
Sometimes
stuck
the
in traffic.
craving sneaks up, you know. I can't wait. I want to try.
You never been in traffic and so irritated that the only thing that'll calm you down
Is
is
a
a
Whopper?
I feel
nice,
like it won't
Hot,
calm you
juicy
down.
Whopper.
nice hot juicy Whopper.
Maybe if they do that, never mind.
You never been legit stuck in
What?
traffic, son.
Yeah, you haven't been in real traffic.
You
Yeah.
haven't been in that Whopper traffic.
That Whopper. What about that Big Mac though? What if I want a fucking Big Mac? Huh?
Shit, man. McDonald's slipping. Dude, they slipping on this, man.
You know what's funny is Burger King's really big in Spain.
Yeah.
Is
When
it?
we were out there, it was like fucking everywhere. Like,
I feel like Burger King has gotten pretty like ghetto as far as fast. It's like
well, especially one down like
This is
on
so-
Charleston in Maryland. That's like
oh god,
Burger
no,
King.
no.
They turned the one
don't
that was
go
by
there.
my house into a dispensary. It got so bad. Who was
Damn.
it with? We were like, oh, I was at Daddy last night. We were at McDonald's at the D. And he was like, oh man, he's like, this McDonald's is kind of ghetto. And I was like, when was the last time you went to a McDonald's that wasn't ghetto?
Yeah,
Summerlin?
for real.
Summerlin.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys.
Yeah.
Not to be rushy, but there's only a few more minutes left. Greg, let's have your top picks before we run out of time.
I don't know. Oh yeah. All right. So measles outbreaks have been like more prominent and shit. We've been hearing more about that. People are still adamant about not vaccinating children and all this. So now they're talking about
Yeah, I wasn't vaccinated. I only got polio
measles,
once.
travel bans. Yeah, see, and that's all it takes. But it's just crazy, man.
All right, I've just
Like-
got a little a small case of the Ebola right now. I'll be all right.
Yeah, no big deal. You'll just sleep it off.
That's a weird. Yeah, it's controversial because like a lot of people believe the opposite. Like, oh, you don't need to get vaccinated. But we
Yeah,
all got
you do.
shots in our asses when we were kids.
Yeah, you
They're
definitely
putting
vaccinated.
chips
Yeah, and
in
none
all
of us
these
have
fucking
rickets.
shots.
Oh my god.
The chips in the shots.
I don't. Yeah, the chips. They like inject you, and then you got a little chip in your heart
Dude,
now.
dude, I like Lay's though. Lay's are good, right? You can inject me with all the Lay's you want, especially the barbecue flavor.
Wrong chips I'm talking about.
No, I mean, vaccines cure or have eradicated some diseases.
Yeah, but they did make Dustin a little bit, you know.
There's a big controversy with the flu vaccination.
Yeah, well,
That's
the
what
flu
I remember.
vaccination is understandable because
It's a new technology,
And
whereas
there's-
these vaccinations have been around for decades.
Yeah, and like with the flu, there's not just like the flu.
Yeah.
There's like hundreds of strains of the
Strains
flu.
of flu,
So you have
changes
to
every
figure out
year.
like which strain is going to hit that part of the country that this year. So it's like not an exact science.
But things like smallpox, which is like a legit epidemic and absolutely a monstrous way to die, that's
totally
been
preventable.
eradicated for like 30, 40 years. And so
Yeah.
these things are hella proven.
Yeah.
No, I get that. Like the ones like what is it? What are the ones you get as a kid? Like I don't even remember.
You get like smallpox,
Rubella.
polio,
Measles, mumps.
measles, mumps. Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah, and a lot of these have been declared eradicated and gone, and now
Yeah,
are
no,
popping
these
up.
were diseases that, like back around in like, turn of the century up
Yeah.
until like the 40s and 50s would like kill like hundreds of thousands of kids, mostly children.
Miserable deaths for
Yeah.
these children too. And you
That's
don't
why.
have-
That's why up until more recently, people stopped having like a dozen kids at a time and shit because
So-
people would have like a dozen kids because like half of them would die off anyway.
So now it's like hippies are like, don't do vaccinations, and then their kids are getting like measles. Is that what's going on?
Or it's just like
yeah.
all kinds of people. Just,
Exactly.
just there's a lot of misinformation going around, and I mean for the most part they're safe. There's a small percentage of the population that like has adverse reactions to vaccines, and so those people shouldn't get vaccines,
Yeah.
obviously. But everyone else should get vaccines because then it's less likely the disease gets spread around.
Yeah, yeah.
And it makes-
There creates like a herd immunity.
Herd immunity, yeah. Exactly.
Those people that can't take the vaccinations then are put
safer.
in danger. Yeah, they're safer when people that can do. It's unfair to put them in danger, and it's also unfair for the medical community at large that doesn't have a way to treat people that once they've gotten some of these diseases. Some of these diseases are only treatable in advance. So you go and get it and like, well, we can't save you now. We already gave you the treatment for
Some
it.
of these diseases, haven't even been seen like in America for like 40 years. These doctors don't know what to do. They only know about the stuff through textbooks and shit. They have
polio.
They have no hands-on like experience treating these things because these things have been gone through the United States for generations.
The way polio cripples people that are able to survive it is just like nightmarish, and that's like popping back.
Yeah, and even I think the dude who developed the polio vaccine even like took it himself just to prove it was safe.
Yeah.
Like, because he was just confident in it.
Meanwhile, there's all these other studies that, like, if you do actually have autism, there's a trace of it in highly successful people, and you can, with the right education growing up, that might be like different or more thorough than a quote unquote normal person. And an autistic person can live a normal, healthy life and have even some advantages mentally over some other people. So it's like, if that's your only risk is autism, when that's like could be awesome for you, it's ridiculous. But it's not even a risk. There's no consistent link to autism whatsoever.
That's what people are trying to say, though, right? I have read that they're trying
That's
to say that the vaccinations lead to autism.
Yeah.
But to note, the guy who kind of started that whole thing with his research, eventually it was found out that his research was fraudulent, and he lost his medical license.
Ooh.
Good.
So
they still post it on Facebook, though.
yeah, exactly.
So ridiculous.
No, I have a
Don't
friend.
listen
I have
to
a friend who
Facebook.
like grew up and she wasn't vaccinated because her parents were fucking some crazy fucking whatever hippies and shit. Yeah, and she like almost died as a kid from fucking I forget some freaking gnarly shit.
Yeah.
Like measles
It
or something
happens.
like that. Yeah, and now she's a huge like pro like vaccination person.
Should be. All right, this next one.
Is it the 11-foot alligator?
No, I'm sure everyone's been keeping up on the
Kardashians?
Energy Department's news releases about natural gas exports because I'm very interested in that.
Oh.
Not really. But anyway, so this news release from the Energy Department started referring to natural gas exports as molecules of U.S. freedom.
What?
Nice.
Yeah. Freedom molecules.
Freedom molecules.
And that it would benefit the world if we could spread the U.S. molecules of freedom throughout.
Freedom to pollute.
Yeah, which is crazy, man. Like, just governments change language, and this administration.
Doublespeak deluxe.
This administration has been really good about like scientific language as far as like just saying like, oh, you can't use these words like sea level rise and whatever. I mean, there's a lot of examples, but it's super 1984.
Yeah.
Like calling something that we know isn't exactly great.
We've been like producing a lot of like gas and like oil lately too. I mean, especially with that huge oil field in North Dakota that they like been like fracking
dumb.
and stuff. I just watched this whole like thing about how we've had more like train derailments with like oil tankers carrying this fuel that's like really freaking flammable too. Apparently from this specific oil field. We've had like 30 of them in the past like year or something, which is more than we've had in the past 30 years.
It's just annoying that we keep going back to these old.
And they're bringing these tankers through like, really like populated places and stuff.
What's dumb is that like all the government buildings in Las Vegas are run off solar power, but why can't we fucking have our houses run on solar power?
Right, and still there's like
because then
a
the
big
power
push,
company
yeah.
goes out of fucking business.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Raiders Stadium is not going to be powered by NV Energy. I think they like already paid whatever they had to pay.
They're like, look, we're going to bring our own solar panels.
Or
Fuck
something.
you
I'm
guys.
not sure exactly how they plan on powering the stadium, but
Yeah.
but it's not going to be powered through NV Energy. I mean, they have a mob. I know the casinos were trying to like pull out of like being like bound to NV Energy and stuff, but I don't know how successful that was. I think the
Well,
wind
it's-
managed to pull out.
huge
Yeah.
monopoly.
Huge,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
But
it's
there's
crazy,
there's
too.
no alternative though either yet. You know, until there's like
Yeah.
a
They
proposed,
tried bringing,
until there's a proposed alternative.
Well, wasn't that the last time we voted? There was like
no,
they were
but yeah,
trying to
no,
bring
no.
another
That was the
outside
big thing. The
company.
big thing was to continue to let them have their monopoly because there is no proposed alternative yet.
Oh.
Because without a proposed alternative, then all of a sudden, then it could make it way worse. You know, because that's what happened in like California and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the thing about the freedom molecule, I guess, is it's just all like a euphemism. And you know, George Carlin did an amazing job like representing like how America's highlighted off these euphemisms throughout history. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
it's controlling language.
It's controlling language just to upscale like the whole business approach to like what's driving the country pretty much. You know.
Dude, I need to get me some freedom molecules.
Yeah, we all need some
That
more
sounds
freedom
like a good
molecules.
Is George Carlin the comedian guy?
Yeah.
He's the one that has that piece about post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah,
And
it
used to be called shell shock. And then over time we keep like softening up the word. Because before it was just like, oh, fuck, he's got shell shock. You know, that's crazy.
And then it's like a medical condition.
Oh, post-traumatic stress disorder may involve
Which doesn't
you.
sound as bad.
You know, like that doesn't sound, yeah.
Which is really crazy, like, the way the government refers to just a lot of things in the military.
It's like as if like when a president comes out with the whole new pitch for the country, you know, like let the whatever that guy said.
Change. Help.
Yeah.
Make America great again.
It's just another pitch to sell some bogus ass shit that's already corrupted.
Yeah,
to
for
begin
sure.
with, you know?
For sure.
What was that? I don't know too much about politics, but there was that new guy. He's like, I'm gonna give everyone $1,000.
Andrew Yang, yo, them Yang bucks, dog.
I was like, I don't know if how is that gonna work. That sounds like too good to be true.
Here's the idea. It does sound too good to be true, right?
But this is like something that's been implemented in other countries.
Yeah,
it's
been
called a
tested.
basic income.
Yeah, so the idea is that like you give everyone a basic income, usually depending on the area you live, but say it's like $1,000 a month, and that's enough to cover like
all your basic expenses,
rent or whatever it is. You know, it need to be
Rent-
more than
rent
that in
and
Vegas.
food.
Yeah, but if that's the case, you don't have to do unemployment insurance. There's no need for food stamps. So you cut those costs and just do this basic income. And the idea is that like people don't want to work if they're getting free money, and some people won't. But it's not enough to give you like a free like cushy ride.
Like
you know what I
can't
mean?
Go get a lot of beers at the bar.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to like have an apartment and like go drink every night and whatever.
But
so like
it'll
people,
cover like food and rent.
and like that's the
And
idea. It's like cover the basic
It'll give you the time to
necessities.
like do things and hone like your craft and like do things that you like really want to do to the point where like you get them to where you make an income off of that, you know, and still have this supplemental like $1,000 a month. And then if you get to the point, you know, where like you're in a bracket where it's like you don't need this extra $1,000 a month, you know, you can just donate it to a charity or give it back into the, you know, put it back into the pot.
Or you get taxed like above a certain, you know, all that stuff still applies, but everyone gets like a base level income. So, but that's that. I think we're
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit.
But then the rest of his plan is all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, right. All right.
We take all.
Have you guys seen that alligator though?
This dumb. No, I found this like dumb video of some alligator broke into these people's houses, in
Florida.
Did he take all their Gatorade?
But like the video is so dumb. It's just like screenshots of this alligator in a house. Like it's so dumb. I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, why is this?
Outro. This is a good outro. The
You know what's a way
sexy
better
alligator
one?
in the kitchen, man.
Have you seen the guy that does the beer run with the alligator?
Yeah.
No.
So he runs in with a baby alligator, and the alligator's flailing. So the cashier's like, "Oh fuck!" And then he just grabs like a case of beer and runs out.
Oh man.
Did he
That's a
leave
good
the
one.
alligator on the
No,
counter?
I think he was just holding it the whole
No,
time.
no, that's
just
just
fucking alligator.
No, he went and got drunk with the gator. Obviously, the
But then
gator
he
was his
got-
accomplice.
He got caught up
that's
pretty
his
easily.
homie.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Oh man.
That's like
He
some
apologized for
Australian
it
shit.
though.
All right, I think we're.
This is it, huh?
Yep.
Oh dang!
We made it.
That's right.
You guys have any plugs? Are you guys playing anywhere soon?
Nah, I don't think we have any shows coming up. I think we might be doing a house show on the 28th of this next month.
Yeah.
Just check out Chocolate Jesus.
Yo, check out Chocolate Jesus.
Yes, so we're working.
Dry
We got a
Point
bunch of
Arts.
stuff in the works.
Yeah, we got
Working
some
on
work
EP.
Stay tuned for Two Clueless Dudes, another great show on RadioVegas.rocks coming on right after this. Thank you so much, you guys. Tell a friend, because all the love and effort we put into gathering this fun content for you would be all the better for all your friends and family to share with them, to love and enjoy forever into the evening.